I'm about to fill bottles with Heavenly's Hair Growth products, in which will be the Revival Hair Serum. Let me show one of my other bottles. This is the Revival Hair Serum. It does not come in this bottle. Let me see if I can move this over some. Now this is in the way. Let's see if I can put it behind it. And I'm gonna turn this light on too. No, I don't need that light. But yeah, I'm just filling bottles with the Revival Hair Serum. This is not the original bottle. This is the original bottle. Hello, Align Deuce, Seal, I think. Yeah, so this is the original bottle, and I'm just filling a few of these, and I'm also about to fill the Moisture Milk bottles. So yeah, I just want to come on live while filling them up right quick. Get a few of my bottles out. I really hate that YouTube do not allow you to play music. It's so quiet in here. It's crazy. And it's quiet in here. Hello, Expensive Bag Juice. I hope everybody's day has been going great. Here in Arkansas, it is raining. Good afternoon, Ashley Thomas. It is raining. But that is not stopping me. Like, if it's pouring down raining before I leave, I'm going to stay over here until it stops raining. I just live up the street anyways. But yeah, so I'll come over here today to fill bottles. After I fill the bottles, I will be shipping out products. Hello. Hey, Tessa. So yeah, so by me doing all of this by myself, I've been doing it for years. I never complain. I'm not complaining right now. But when I come over here, I have so many things to do. I try to write my stuff down. That don't work all the time, though. But I try my best to write it down. I can make things a little easier for me, but I have so many ideas and things going on in my head at one time. So I just go ahead and start doing something, because if I don't, then it'll never get done. And then I can't get to the next thing. So I have a bucket. Let me show y'all right quick. This is the bucket with the Revival Hair Serum in it. For any of you that are new and you don't know, when it comes down to Heavenly Hair Growth products, I do sell skincare products as well, but I temporarily closed my website down and I'm just bringing it back to the forefront. So I'm slowly bringing things back to the front. And that is why you still see, every time you go onto the website, you will see the growth oil. You will see the growth serum. You will see the growth elixir. The growth oil is for low density / low porosity. The stimulating growth serum is for medium density / medium porosity. And the growth elixir is for high density / high porosity. All three of them are hair growth oils, though. They are all three hair growth oils, but they just cater to different densities and different porosities. And like I stated, that the Revival Hair Serum, they used to be called the Thickening Revival Hair Serum. TikTok made me change the name. But tell me, y'all, why did I accidentally delete my TikTok channel page, whatever, to where I was this close and going live, y'all. This close and going live. But I have several TikTok's accounts. So therefore, one of my old accounts was still connected to something. I don't know. But that's not going to stop me, y'all. I'm going to keep going. I know it's of the enemy. I know the enemy want me to stop, because at the end of the day, don't get me wrong, it's so many people out here that sell hair growth products, okay? But at the same time, a lot of them just started. A lot of them are just mixing their oils together. When it comes down to the Revival Hair Serum, this right here aims particularly for people. I forgot to put my phone on Do Not Disturb. Let me go ahead and do it now. But the Revival Hair Serum particularly targets those who have sparse roots, those who have had thick roots in the past, and now that you are able to see through your roots, okay? Remember that these are hair growth oils. This is a hair revival serum. Can you use it for hair growth? Yes, you can. Think about it. If you apply it, it's going to grow. But if you are not looking for something that you are trying to work on your dormant / dead follicles, then get the different growth oils right here that pertains to different porosities. Remember that the density and porosity has nothing to do with hair type, because someone messaged me before and said that why you have so many different oils, but you say that they are for all hair types. Because they are. That means it's for all races. It's for all hair textures. Just because you have a different texture, or just because you have the same texture as the next person, that doesn't mean that your density is the same. That doesn't mean that your porosity is the same. So that is why these are catered to different densities and catered to different porosities. But remember, they all are a hair growth oil. Here I go again. I start talking and then I stop doing what I'm supposed to be doing. Like I said, it's down here, y'all. It's down here. I'm just taking this right here and I'm applying it and pouring it into this. This is not the original bottle. This is only the bottle that I am using, because why use this? Like, I bought these right here to sell them to you guys, but you can tell a huge difference in it. And y'all know I just got done with a mega flash sale not about a couple of days ago. Not only that, y'all, but the past Black Friday, everything was, it started out 30% off, and then it went up to 40% off the next day. And then the next 2 days, I had everything 50% off. So you have to catch deals when it's a deal, okay? It's no telling when I may do another deal. You never know. I could get back on here tomorrow. I can get back on here later. I could do a deal before I get off of here. You just don't know. But I'm so busy trying to get so many things done to where it's like when I do those flash deals, I'm not busy doing things like filling these bottles up. But yeah, this is the Revival Hair Serum. And like I said, it specifically catered to those who have sparse roots. For some reason, I still can't tag my products in my live, so I will make sure once this live is ended, I will tag these products. I will, I think I still had a chance in the beginning to put the link, and I didn't do it. But you can always feel free to step out of this live for a second, go up under my, what do you call it, under the bio section, and my link will be underneath that. I thought it was gonna pour down rain. It's not pouring down out there. You know, the weather app be doing its own thing, y'all. But if I do get stuck in here as far as it's pouring down raining, then so be it. It's always something in here for me to do. I have so many things to do. I have to put labels on these growth oil / growth pomades. Right now I am filling these bottles because I'm about to get ready to ship these out. I'm about to package everybody's products that's been ordering from that flash sale all the way up to today. And if I can get these bottles filled in time, then I will ship them out, package and ship them out before the mail carrier closes at 6. But if not, I'm doing it first thing in the morning. Hello, Camille Scott. So let me bring it up here because I don't know if y'all can see it or not. So with Heavenly's growth oil, The main carrier and base for it is the olive oil. It does have coconut oil in it. So if you are allergic to coconut oil, but you still are low density, low porosity, you can move over to the stimulating growth serum, which does not have coconut oil in it. It does not have coconut oil in it, y'all. So with the growth oil, it has a green colored base. So it has a green color base. If you look at it closely, you will see the coconut oil settling. All you have to do is just shake it back up. That's it. Shake it back up. Shake it until you don't see the cloudy base anymore. But that doesn't affect anything. Just like if you see any herbs floating, or if you see any particles or any residue, that is the ingredients that is floating, and it is good, okay? So whenever I'm creating these products and I'm doing everything that I can not to get any herbs inside of it, because you still gonna have some people that's just always like to act up. It got something in the bottle, you know. Girl, what's in the bottle is good. But whatever is left over and I keep for myself, I'll be allowing them herbs and the things, the residue from like the black seeds, the Nigella seeds, things like that. I be wanting them in my bottle. I mean, I don't care how it looks. It may look a little distraught, a little, you know, a little dirty, but that's because it's herbs. Herbs come from the ground. So with the shampoo, Dancing and Praise, with the shampoo and leave-in conditioner, if you go up under the website, you will see where it says that it does have coconut oil in it. Well, not coconut oil, but coconut milk inside of it. But it is another section that you can click for the one that doesn't have it inside of it. So you can still get the stimulating shampoo and the stimulating conditioner. As a matter of fact, I thought one was right here. But you can still get the stimulating growth shampoo and the stimulating growth conditioner. But just click the one that says no coconut oil in it. And the reason why I add coconut oil, because the ones that are not allergic to it, coconut oil is very, very, very beneficial for the hair. It is, but I do understand and I do respect the ones who just simply can't take it because they are allergic to it. That's why I tell you that, y'all, that growth oil right there, the one that says growth oil, because all of them are growth oil. But I couldn't name all of them growth oil. What I'm going to do? Name them growth oil number 1, growth oil number 2, and growth oil number 3. I'm being sarcastic, but I'm being serious at the same time. So when I first started formulating these products back in 2018, I knew that it was going to be a hair care line. And the people here in this town, everybody want to do what they say you do. Everybody, monkey see, monkey do. Okay. We are so gifted and talented in so many different things. I have so many gifts and talents. But one thing that I won't do is covet the next person, because at the end of the day, I'm not going to spend thousands and thousands of dollars on products and then turn around and when it don't be successful, when you don't use it on yourself, if it don't grow your hair, because some people, they create products and they don't even use it on their own hair. You have some people that create growth oils because it's so popular to create a growth oil. But then they still shampooing their hair and conditioning with a store-bought shampoo and conditioner. Not here to knock anybody that's still shampooing their hair with store-bought shampoos and store-bought conditioners. But at the same time, they are filled with a lot of different chemicals, toxins, and poisons. And hey, TWC Myers. Yeah, so a lot of them are filled with those things. So therefore, when it comes down to Tasha, she's going to use, and this is my own personal bottle, y'all, from creating shampoos, whatever is left over, like I said, it's mine. I'm putting a label on it later, and I will be shampooing my hair soon, y'all. I know I haven't did a shampoo video in quite some time, But like I said, you have some people that create these oils and that's it. That's all. Then you have a lot of creators that done started creating oils. And like I said, I'm not here to knock anybody, but I'm here to help the people that don't see it. You have some people that create these oils and then they'll come out with a hair cream or a hair butter. All right. So you filling your hair with hair creams and hair butters. Or you got these people. Hey, Kanisha. Hey, my favorite friend. Yes. So you got these people that are coming out with their own hair growth oil. And then they coming out, some of them just doing the oil by themselves. And then boom, you'll see another one come out and they got hair growth oil and they got butter. And it's like, oh, okay, butter. Where that shampoo at? Where that conditioner at? Like, so you just putting all natural, handmade, plant-based, filled with Ayurvedic herbs, hair growth oils in your hair, and you are putting these butters on your hair. But what are you doing to wash the butters out when it's time to wash the butters out? Are you a creator that's making these products and then you are grabbing a shampoo off the shelf that has alcohol in it that's stripping your hair from its natural sebum and its natural oils? Yeah. Yeah. Y'all, I used to have so many shampoos featured as at a couple of years ago, and they were limited edition shampoos with different colors, different smells, different ingredients in it. I had the rosemary and mint shampoo. I had the rose and the lavender shampoo. So just know that I still made them from scratch. Yes, Kanisha, I got a lot of them, y'all. I got a lot of them, Kanisha. A lot of them. And I haven't did them in a while because I've been over here at this store. I've been at this store since September. And ever since September, that is when you kind of start seeing my DIY creation videos kind of go down some. But I did do 2 in a row the other day. I did 2 in a row the other day. Well, like I said, if it pour down raining, I ain't gonna lie, I hope it pour down raining so I can be stuck in here. If I'm stuck in here, then once I'm done filling these bottles, once I'm done packaging these orders, then I can go ahead and create another DIY video. But it ain't gonna be shampoo though yet, because everybody in my house is wearing a protective style. Then again, I could possibly put it in my husband's hair. I used to do videos of me applying products in his hair as well, shampooing his hair. He had locks and he recently just cut them out about a month or so ago. And that's because where he worked, he wanted to, you know, it was hard, I ain't gonna lie. It was hard for me and my daughter to retwist his locks. So a lot of times his locks went without being retwisted. But I used to have locks, and a licensed stylist ripped one of my locks out. But even when I had locks, I didn't get my twists retwist, or my locks retwist, but I think 2 or 3 times. And I had mine in for 1.5 years because I don't believe in getting your locks retwisted often, because it can cause tension and breakage, especially if you are dealing with thin, sparse roots and they used to be thick, but the weight of the locks have weighed them down. And let's see. I know, Kanisha, it is. Yes, that's true. Okay, Ashley Thomas, yes. And then that's another thing too. If I could really bring all of these products to the forefront to where people can have a choice, you know, they can have a choice on whether they want to use the Moringa shampoo and the Moringa conditioner, because I'm telling y'all, Moringa gives your hair strength. When it comes down to the stimulating growth shampoo, it has it has a percentage of moringa in it. Yes, it does. It has a percentage of the stinging nettle, the neem. But if you want just straight moringa, like how you created on that DIY video, if a lot of you are on this on my live and you are not subscribed, or if you haven't looked at any of my previous videos, please go back, especially on the moringa. Go back on the coffee, go back on them. I don't know what that sticker means. But yeah, go back and watch those and recreate those videos. I'm telling you, you will get strength back in your hair. I'm telling you that in the first try, once you first shampoo your hair, you are going to feel a difference. But please don't stop. That be the problem, y'all. A lot of people, they be discouraged. They get discouraged quick. And they be so anxious, and they be so disrespectful when it comes down to their own hair. Yeah, I said it, disrespectful. And what I'm meaning by that is, how dare, I'm not talking about y'all when I say you. But if the shoe fit, then wear it, okay? But how dare you be so disrespectful to your hair to where you cause that damage to your hair? You dogged your hair out. And I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just trying to be straightforward, because it's so many people that create videos, but they just don't be real and they just don't be honest. Do everybody do it to their hair? No. But I'm only talking to the ones that have done it to their hair, have been in different stylists' chair, have been to different braiders. Okay, yes, Kanisha. You seen what it did. You seen what it did to that one girl hair. I think that's the one that I created on that one girl hair, and I'm telling you, it did a huge transformation. One try. One try. Y'all better look and see what Kanisha putting. See what she's putting down. Now, it's not going to be labeled coffee, okra, or fenugreek seed deep condition. It's not going to be named that. Okay? So you may, I don't know how to, yes, I do. Hold up. Let me put this in this bottle real quick, and then hopefully I can show y'all. So I think that's the one that I created on my friend hair. And she's Caucasian, but she struggled from very, very bad frizziness and shedding. She had very, very frizz hair. I think she had a little breakage. But let me show y'all. I don't know where's my pen to my iPad. I do not know where is it. Y'all used to get on here on my videos, and I don't never know whenever I'm about to go live. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not a planner like that. Are you meaning moringa, Tessa? Because if you did, that's good. That is good. If you mix moringa into your sulfur 8. And I don't know if everybody saw my video to where I made my own little generic sulfur 8. Y'all, I'm telling you, hear me out. It gives a real, okay, I got you, Tessa. It gives a really, really, really cooling sensation to your scalp. I'm telling you. And it wake up it wake up the hair in your nose. Wake you up. It wakes you up. Wake those nostrils up. I'm telling you. But I'm going to try to find it real quick. Just so anybody want to go back and see it, they can just type it in from seeing the title. Let's see. Now, I think that wasn't it. I don't think that one was it, Kanisha. I think I'm showing the wrong one, but I don't. No, I think this one is it. This is the one that got the 104,000 views. And let's see if I can. Right there. Ooh. This is the one right here, y'all. So the title of it says, use this from now until the end. That was 4 months ago. I don't know, August. I think it was during August when I first did that video. And then it says, grow your hair twice as fast. Okay. So when I'm creating these thumbnails, wait a minute, let's see. Okay. So I don't know dancing and praise if you are wanting to take away like the grays. I'm not sure. But I do know that coffee changes your gray. Some people, I think I made a coffee video and somebody was like, coffee changed your hair color and I love my gray. And I'm like, okay, slow your roll, don't beat me up. I mean, I'm not trying to make nobody change their hair. That is the whole purpose of me creating DIYs, because I'm not expecting one person or everybody to create every single DIY video that I create or that I make. I'm not expecting people to do that. Only thing I'm doing is I'm creating these DIYs and I'm sharing the information of what they do for your hair. A lot of my DIY videos I put together and I make sure that they complement one another. And I do that, and I also give the information behind it just so people will know what DIY they want to use or what they're using. But dancing and praise, like I said, coffee, and it's another one, henna. It changes your hair to like a reddish. I'm not telling you to use henna though. I'm not telling you to use henna. But you have like black henna, which is not completely all natural, but at the same time, I'm just saying, just giving suggestions. You don't have to take them though. It's some other herbs that darken your hair as well, but if you are specifically want to target the snapping, so the snapping could either come from dry and brittleness, but it could also come with being over moisturized, you know, or too much protein. I almost said protein, Lord. Or too much protein. So that's way up there. Y'all, I'm not out of stuff either. I know that look a hot mess. It looks, you know, empty up there. But that's because I got to fill these bottles. And a lot of times when I come over here, I got other stuff, you know, that I have to do. But this is the Growth Tonic, and this is a strengthener. So if your roots need strengthening and you are trying to get it to stop popping, then you can use it. I shook this up when I should have showed y'all what I was trying to tell y'all when it comes down to the herbs and ingredients at the bottom. Look at this right here. The average person, yeah, somebody that just haven't quite figured out about Ayurvedic ingredients and things like that, they'll think that this is dirt. They would think that this is dirt. So the first thing they'll say is, because I had that happen before in my hometown. Yeah, in my hometown. Somebody contacted me and was like, it's some stuff. It's some stuff in the bottom of my bottle. And I want to tell them, be thankful. Be thankful that the stuff is at the bottom of your bottle. You know, shake it up. Shake it up. But this stuff right here is what I call juices. Oh, you can see it real good right here. Look at that. That is what I call juices in the berries. Juices and berries. Okay. So this bottle is the one that I will want. Okay. But they all settle. When it comes down to this Growth Tonic, simply shake it up. Simply shake it up. That's it. And then spray. But this growth tonic is good for strengthening dancing and praise. So if you are having snap your if it's only your gray snapping. If it's only your gray. I got so much gray at the top of my hair, I ain't gonna lie. I wish mine would leave like I'm just playing. Ooh. But when I take this protective style down, I will be coloring my hair. Yeah. I just said if my gray ain't gonna come through in a rush, like poof, like a whole lot of it, then I'm getting rid of it. Rangy, Lexus, yeah, it's time for you to go. But before you go, I used to do this on my lives. I used to tell my people to say goodbye, say bye-bye to you. But I ain't gonna say that. For the last few lives, I've been saying that I rebuke that spirit that's in you in the name of Jesus. Be casted back into the pits of hell where you come from. And again, in the name of Jesus. Now be blocked. Be blocked. Be blocked. Be blocked. You put it in your hair. Should finish making it. Hold up, Kanisha. I'm trying to see. Oh, I put it in my, okay, I get what you're saying. I put it in my hair, okay. That's the video, I think, then, the one that I just shown. I think that is the one. Okay, so, yes, dance and praise. Clothes do. Clothes do change the color of your hair. You say you hate henna for that reason. Hate is such a strong word. No, I'm just playing with you. Dancing and praise. Like, I get it. I get it. Henna will strengthen your hair, though. Henna will strengthen your hair. You probably need protein. Yeah, be careful with that protein, though. I don't know if you watched my last video. The video before the last one, I was talking about rice water and how you mix it and how you make sure that you balance it, because so many people, and I know that you didn't say that you were about to put rice water on your hair, but I'm just stating that because of when you said that you probably need protein. It just reminded me of that video. Do a little bit of studying, you know, first before you add the protein, because protein can snap, crackle, and pop your hair too. Yeah. Okay, Ashley. I'm glad to hear that. Yep. No more shedding. No more shedding. I'm gonna go there, y'all. Y'all know how I be going there. Okay, so with these DIYs or with Heavenly's products, just all by itself, either one, whichever one you choose to do, because like I said, Heavenly is for the people who has a busy life, a busy schedule, who has kids, husband, working their butt off, you know, trying to grind, trying to get that munyan, okay? Munyan, whatever you want to call it, right? For the people that are disabled, that can't get to the store, for the people who live in a small town, who them stores don't have all of them ingredients, you know what I'm saying? Or to for people who simply just can't afford to buy all of the herbs. I know that there's a lot of creators that are out here and they create these DIYs and they say, buy this, buy that, buy this, buy that. You know, they're not saying buying, they creating the DIYs and they telling you do this, do that, do this, do that, okay? But they are telling you to create these sprays and things like that. And you are dealing with shedding already. So you run to the video because you're looking for hope. You're looking for an answer, right? But on a lot of these other creative DIY videos, they are not putting any moisturizing or any conditioning liquids inside of their herbal hair growth spray. A lot of herbs, no matter if it has water or if it's been steeped into water and turned into a tea, will break your hair, will dry your hair out. So if you are dealing with shedding, okay, shedding, and you want to simply minimize the shedding, green tea is pretty good when it comes down to that, okay? But I don't know if y'all remember one of my DIY videos to where I didn't know my daughter hair was shedding like crazy. Her hair was shedding bad, and I just needed to use her for video purposes. And y'all, woke up that morning and I know it had to be Holy Spirit tell me to create a green tea shampoo, because I didn't know. I did not know. Just boom, out of the blue, I hear green tea in my mind. So I created this green tea shampoo and went up in there, y'all. This girl hair was shedding bad. And it's a video up. It's a video up that shows it. And when I put that green tea shampoo in her hair, it minimized her shedding. But you have to remember too, that when it comes down to shedding and breakage and things like that, that can also be an underlying problem. So that could be a temporary fix with that green tea shampoo that I put in her head. But like I told her, I said, start eating better. And not only that, don't use it one time. Use it multiple times. Use it multiple times. And not only that, whatever that's causing you to stress, not you, but I'm talking about her, y'all. Whatever that was causing her to stress, I told her, let it go. It's not worth her hair. It is not worth her hair. But when it comes down to green tea, you can steep some green tea, and you can do like people did several years ago, and that is pour it in a bowl, go to your sink and pour it over your head, but have another bowl up underneath and let that drain back into there. I don't care if your hair is dirty. Let it drain with the green tea. Let the little dirty water with the green tea drain back in it. But get you a bowl from Dollar Tree that you know you're going to throw away when you get done. Or you don't have to throw it away. Get you a bowl from Dollar Tree that you know you only going to use just to pour it over your head and then use for the green tea, basically. But yeah, you repeat that about a good 3 times. If you're anything like me, I go extra. I'm so extra that it's crazy. I'm so extra. So I'm going to go a 4th or 5th time. That's just me. But you pour it over your head. And if you're anything like me, I'm going to let mine sit for a minute. Not rinsing mine right back out. Nope, I'm not rinsing mine right back out. So with this one right here, it is an herb inside of it. Remember, I was telling y'all, it is perfectly fine. Perfectly fine, okay? So don't let that scare you. Don't let that discourage you. If you see any herbs, okay, Kanisha, come through, girl. All right, see? Yes, that's all I want. That's all I want people hair to do, is to thrive. But your hair is not going to thrive. It's not going to grow like hotcakes or like a wild forest. It's not going to do none of that if you are using herbal sprays that don't have moisturizing and conditioning ingredients. It may grow your hair. Yeah. You may see growth, like I said, with the rice water all by itself. You may see growth. Yeah. But for how long? How long will you see that growth? I'm pretty sure that you want this growth and you want to keep it. You don't want to just see growth and then it disappear at the same rate. And that's what a lot of people hair do. It breaks right back off at the same rate that it's grown. remember that a licensed stylist ripped one of my locks out. Instead of me going into a corner and crying about it, God told me to bring it to the forefront, bring it online. But you have to remember, Heavenly Hair and Skincare Products been out ever since 2018, because that Florida Evans fro that I had when I first big chopped was not growing. It was not growing. It was staying at the same rate. But I knew that something, it got to be something to this. So that's when I started studying and formulating. That's when I realized that I could keep my hair in the energy phase a little while longer. I'm going to talk about it. I don't care. I'm going to talk about it. And people don't be wanting to hear it. Some people do, but some people don't, because they feel like it's just a magical thing. They want to hear, rose petals, fruits and berries. They want to hear all of this magical unicorn type of stuff. I'm not bringing that to the forefront. I am telling you that when the licensed stylist ripped one of my locks out, instead of me pounding crying, because I did skip back, I was on there first, and then I went from that to the 2018. But instead of me pounding crying, what I did was I did not big chop. I chose not to big chop. So many people, when they have damaged hair done got messed up by a stylist. Hair got messed up by them being neglectful to their own hair. And they big chop for the 20th time. They big chop for the 20th time. And here we go again. Seeing that person or them seeing themselves with this teeny weeny afro. Teeny weeny afro, but they swear they want hair growth. If you want hair growth, then you need to get mad about it. And when I say mad, I'm talking about mad to the point to where you fed up. You are fed up with steady starting over and over and over. Stop big chopping. When you get mad about other things, you be dogging your hair out. You be snatching your braids out. When you are in a hurry, you be taking your hair down. When you are frustrated because you can't get that knot out your braid, you'll go ahead and just snatch it. So if you can get fed up about trying to take something down to where you are ruining your hair, then you should be able to get fed up about seeing your hair in the condition that it's in. Okay, Kanisha, yes. I understand. And that's why I still create these DIY videos. Like I said, it's hair growth sprays right now, but for anybody that are tired of the hair growth sprays, the strengthening sprays and things like that, then you can always go back to some of my old DIY hair growth shampoos. I'm telling you, they still work today. Ask Kanisha. Right. A lot of people be expecting it. You have to. You got to trust the process, and you got to stick with it. But you have to remember this right here too. Thank you, Dancing and Praise. And I appreciate you watching. I appreciate all y'all watching. Because like I said, you have to get to the point to where you mad, you tired, and you fed up. Like I said, we get mad and tired about other things. I don't know what, and then nothing too when it come down to my lives. I try to, I get so deep into talking to where people will be talking back to me, and then I have to turn around and check it. But sometimes, I'm gonna be honest with you, sometimes I wish that I don't check it as often, because of a lot of people that do get on your live and then they start talking ignorant. You know what I'm saying? And it just forces me to click the block button on them. I don't understand anyways. Like, it's a lot of sick, weird people in the world. It's a lot of hurting people in the world. You know what I'm saying? People be trying to inflict pain on you, or come on your lives and talk, sideways and stuff like that, because them folks is battling. Ain't nobody doing good, or ain't nobody that's successful gonna come on your live and talk crazy. Those are people that are hurting and struggling. You know, just hateful, mean, you know, life been kicking it behind. You know what I'm saying? It could be a lot from trauma, things like that. I talk about that on my other channel. But a lot of people try to just be weird, you know, because of the things that they struggle with and they go through. I promise you, every time I see somebody come on a live like the one that I just blocked, and they were saying something ignorant, I immediately, once I accidentally read the comment, I immediately know that that person is coming from a hurting place, no matter how mean they being, no matter how disrespectful that they are being on the comment section. You know, it's like, poor child. But I don't be wanting to see it. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I block it. I may get to a point of stage later down the line to where I'll let it sit and linger. You know what I'm saying? But I don't have time for negativity to be lingering on my page. If you mess around and you do be lingering or wind up lingering, that's because I accidentally skip past it. But like I said, I am going to say things like, you know, I rebuke that spirit in you. I don't rebuke the person because it's not the person. It's the spirit that's in the person. A lot of people be getting so angry and mad at folks because of how they be showing they behind and showing out. Like, no, that's a demon in that person. I'm just keeping it real. That's a whole demon. And I don't care who disagree. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. You know, this is my life. And that's why I say that I rebuke that spirit in the name of Jesus. But yeah. Yep. So let's see. I got 2, 4, 6, 8 bottles so far that I have filled. Okay. Ooh, wee, Kanisha. Girl, you be busy. I appreciate that too. I really appreciate that. And like I said, I just like to keep it real. I know the way I talk kind of seems real strong, but I just like to be real. It's like people be mad. Like they be mad. They take out their frustrations on their hair. You know what I'm saying? Everybody don't talk about people taking frustration out on their hair, but let's be honest. Come on now. I used to be a full-time hair braider, and it's so many people that have sat in my chair, and I've never made any one of my clients feel bad because of the state that their hair was in. But once I got to know them, once they become my regular client, once I become got close to them, I would tell them, you know, now why did you go to so and so and get your hair braided when you know she snatch edges out? I never got that. Did I? But yeah, you know what I'm saying. But and it would be like a love fuss thing. But then you also have the enemy to where it was a lot of people in my hometown. They didn't like me because of me braiding hair, because I didn't braid everybody's hair, because I didn't believe in allowing all different type of spirits inside my home. And for so many years, I braided out of my front room, and I've always had a shampoo bowl. I had a shampoo bowl that was connected in my not my front room, but my living room. And once we end up getting our house renovated, we turned the garage into a semi braid shop. And the reason why I said semi braid shop is because I always knew that it wasn't going to be a forever braid shop. I always knew that the way I drew out the what do you call that thing? The blueprint. The way I did the blueprint, because I did draw it out myself. I'm not a drawer. But I'm the type of person to where I see things in my head. When I see things in my head, I basically visualize them. Yeah, y'all know what I'm saying. I basically visualize them, and then once I hire somebody, I tell them the exact way that I want it done. And if they are in the business of doing me right, because I have to put that out there because I've had so many people. That is the whole reason why I had this building for 3 whole years and I never stepped foot in here after so many people started beating us out of our money. It don't matter if we had the money or not. It wasn't for somebody to choose and to decide to blow it. You know what I'm saying? To where it's like, oh, I'm gonna this a simple job right here. Now this things that they could have been saying in their head, this is a simple job right here, but I'm gonna make it, I'm gonna drag it, I'm gonna make sure it's long so I can continue to keep getting paid. And that was the discouragement. That is why I never had plans on coming back over here. Never. Never did I have plans on coming back over here. But when it comes down to that window, y'all can't see it, but it's in that other room where I used to do my lives at. I ended up getting that window for like $15. I knew exactly where I wanted it to be, you know. I knew that I wanted these shelves, you know what I'm saying, in here, but let me get off of here and get back to the semi-shop. I knew that I wanted that place to not just be a braid shop, but also a semi/apartment to where when my family members would come from out of town, they had some place to stay. I ended up getting a half bath down there. We ended up getting the hot water heater put down there and taken from out of the kitchen. And I ended up getting the wash and dry put right there. And then the laundry room had a door on it, and I got that switched to my office. And then I got a double, like the kitchen, as far as it basically got expanded a whole lot. It was super duper small, and that's when I got the island put there so I can create Heavenly Hair and Skincare products. But that was way before I ended up getting this building. I think like a year before that. Hold up. Right, Kanisha. I like to give like the side effects. And this the thing. I may not, and this is not for you. This is for the ones that have probably came in the past. Because I remember when I first started creating these DIYs, so many people started trying to come for me. You know, one person said something about the way you talk. I'm not finna sit up here and watch this whole live. And I'm not, I mean, not live. I'm not finna sit up here and watch this whole video. You can't even get your pronunciation right. Girl, be quiet. I'm on live now and I still can't get my pronunciation right. Who cares? People are so nasty, so rude. They don't even know me. I mean, I'm the type, I know how to clap back. I know how to shut it down. I be trying, y'all. I really be trying. Because I used to go real hard as far as when I first started creating these DIYs. I used to clap back, and then I look back at that comment and like, oh, I shouldn't even ever did that. You know what I'm saying? So now that's why I say that I rebuke the enemy in the name of Jesus. And even on a lot of my DIYs, I will come back in the midst of that DIY. And I will address certain things. But I'll still be sarcastic at the same time. Like, girl, stop. Like, you ain't got nothing else to say. You know, at the end of the day, that's not going to stop me from creating these videos. Because at the end of the day, I know some people that don't care about how it's coming out of my mouth. It's so many foreign people. It's so many people all across the world can't even get their pronunciation straight because they are not even from America. I'm just saying. And people are still watching their videos. Like, stop. Y'all so weird. Not y'all, though. Not y'all. Thank you, Dancing and Praise. Yes, because I'm just here. I'm just here to tell what happened to me and how I took care of it. Y'all, I'm gonna leave this right here. I hope this is not bothering you, but this is my little cord for my light. Tuna hot dish fan, you about to get rebuked. You about to get rebuked because I ain't never been in no homeless shelter. Never have I ever been in a homeless shelter. Not down to nobody to have. But that's another reason why I keep going hard for Heavenly Hair and skincare products, because God told me 5 years ago to give. That's why I feed the community. That's why I will do the Thanksgiving, like feeding people, like when I made the dressing, the macaroni, the green beans, and things like that. I don't know if you're trying to be funny though, but you shouldn't, because there's a lot of people out here that are homeless. You know what I'm saying? I'm a owner of my house. I've owned my house for 13 years. I own this building. Got the deeds. Ain't nobody paying no leasing or no mortgage, so I'm not sure if you getting me confused with anybody else. But if you are trying to be funny, you about to go. You about to go. Like I say, I do this, y'all. I do this. I am going to be sarcastic, you know, when I say things and what I mean. I'm not being sarcastic when it come down to being homeless, because I've never been in a homeless shelter. But before I end up blocking the person, you know what I'm saying, I'll go ahead and say what I got to say. Right, dancing and praise. I don't know who U.S. Boston Rider is either. Talking about good afternoon, grandma. I am a grandma though, sure is. I'm a grandma, but I'm not your grandmama. I'm not your grandma, but I am a grandma. But yeah, y'all. So like I said, you have so many people that are angry. I know I done talked about so many different things, but I just get right back on something that I remember. Whatever I don't remember, I just don't remember. That probably come from being a grandma. Who knows? You never know. But anyways, yeah, you have to stop being angry with your hair. You have to stop being frustrated because your hair won't do what you want it to do. Your hair won't do what you see other people hair do. We have to face the fact that our hair will never be like the next person's hair. But what we can do is we can start learning. Thank you, Maya. I ain't finna pay you no mind, U.S. Boston Rider. I ain't got time. As long as you don't be real disrespectful, I will not put you on the block list. You may be sarcastic like me, okay? But I'm not about to adopt you, okay? Okay, you are welcome, boo. Yes, let your hair boss up. I'm telling you. Yes, yes, yes. And that's because you chose. You chose to put your hair first. You chose to put your hair first. And so many people, they put their hair last. Like I said, I've stated this in many of my other videos or my other lives. Could have been my DIYs. But I'm going to speak only about my hometown. Okay, thank you, U.S. Boston Rider. I think I've been saying Boss Rider, but thank you. Thank you so much for $1. I think it's $1 donation. That's my first time again. Something, but I don't know what they call. What they call? I don't know. But thank you. Thank you so much. But yeah, so what was I saying? Oh, I was talking about. So I'm gonna speak about my hometown. Okay. What I learned and noticed is that when it comes down to Heavenly Hair and skincare products, is that when I first started in 2018, it was people that start coming through. It's this one particular person that I know them very, very on a personal basis. Like, we are not related, but we are related, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? And when they end up hearing about me coming out with a hair growth oil, and remember, I'm saying this because God told me that it wasn't just going to be a hair growth oil. It was going to be an entire hair care line, but I wasn't finna tap people on the shoulder and say, hey, everybody, did you know that I'm not only creating a hair growth oil, but I'm creating a hair care line? No, that was nobody's business, okay? But that person sent someone over to my house because at that time, I was just, I don't know what you're saying. But yeah, I had just created the hair growth oil. And so she sent one of her goons over to my house, and I braided that person hair before, the person that she sent. And so she ran all up and through, you know, like acting like she was so excited and stuff. Yeah, I want to buy your oil and blah, 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 blah. Then she said, my friend is coming out with a hair growth oil too. And I said, oh, here we go. I already know where this is going. And she was like, I think I said, oh, for real? Because my thing is right here, I've never been intimidated by a hater. And listen to what I mean about it, because I know that a lot of people use the word hater. Like, folks hating on me, folks hating on me. I don't use that word all the time. I don't be like, everybody hating on me. I don't care. I don't care, but I don't label everybody a hater. But if you get to the point to where you come all the way over to my house and you were sent by somebody, and when you come, the first thing you say is that your friend has came out with a hair growth oil too. Why are you telling me? I promise you, I don't care what the next person is doing. I don't care if it's my neighbor. I don't care what my neighbor is doing. My thing is, my eyes are only focused on what God told me to be focused on, and that's the very thing that he told me to do. But since you want to come over to my house, you know what I'm saying? I have no other choice but to discern you and pay attention to you and to see what type of spirit that's operating through you. So she was like, I said, now remember, I don't care, but I don't know what else to say. So I said, who is your friend? I said, is it so-and-so? You know, blah, blah, blah. Because she said they did hair or whatever, you know. Did hair and coming out with hair. Okay, right. This was years ago. Now, I know everybody that does hair, just about everybody that does hair now is coming out with oils and stuff. Not knocking it. You know what I'm saying? But we live in a very, very, very small town. And this person called themselves like the Beyonce of this town. You know what I'm saying? They the type to where they feel like you need to roll out a red carpet when they show up. This person is what the small town praises. You know what I'm saying? So when they sent someone over to my house, like I said, they sent them to tell me that she was creating the oil. She been working on it. She wasn't going to bring it out just yet, but now she going to bring it out. Oh, now you going to bring it out because of me? Little old me? Okay. So I was like, oh, okay, you know, good luck and blah, 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 you know. And so then she proceeded. Now, she just wouldn't leave well enough alone. Like, girl, get your oil and go home. Go on. Go. But no, she just felt like, and you could tell when folks make a person say certain things. I could just hear the conversation if I was a fly on the wall. Make sure you don't leave without saying this. Like, make sure that you say this before you leave. You know how you teach your kids to say certain things? No, I'm just saying. She said, oh, yeah. And my friend said that she saw somebody at Mailbox and Beyond. Now, this is the friend that's creating the oil that I haven't brought it to the forefront yet. Her friend said that she saw somebody at Mailbox and Beyond, which is a local mail carrier. That's who I take my products to. Now, when I first started back in 2018, that is when this happened. I wasn't taking my products to my things to Mailbox and Beyond. But that is a church member of mine. She's a very sweet lady. And USPS, they be tripping. You know what I'm saying? USPS, they just, You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna down them too bad. You never know when I may need them and use them. Not only that, when it come down to Mailbox and Beyond, their building is so aesthetically pleasing. Like, you know, they sell so many different things. They sell Bath and Body Works, all different types of stuff up in there. Candy too. But yeah. So she said, my friend said, she said, I bet y'all say, I'm so sick of her saying it over and over. That's how I talk, y'all. Bear with me. You know, to know me is to love me. Anyway, so she said, my friend said she saw somebody at Mailbox and Beyond trying to ship off, what is the name of that oil, y'all? Wild Growth. She said, my friend said she saw somebody trying to ship off Wild Growth oil with their personal label on it. And then she turned around and said, and Jamaican black castor oil. And that's when I got bothered, I'm gonna be honest with you. Okay, USA Boston Rider, thanks. That's what you see. And you made time, Kanisha. You made time. That's what a lot of people need to do. You need to force it. You know what I'm saying? You need to force that extra time to take care of your hair. Hello, Nicole. So, this girl said that the friend said that somebody was shipping out Wild Growth oil and Jamaican black castor oil. Y'all, I ain't seen Wild Growth oil like close up face to face in I don't know how many years. Thanks, US Boston Rider. And that's because I stopped going to the hair stores. I recently, back then, I would not go to our local hair stores because I ordered and sold my own hair. My braid hair was actually in the price of the hairstyle. It wasn't always like that, though. Oh my goodness, I got so many stories to tell. I need to start writing them down so whenever I am going on live, you know, I can talk about them. Even this one company, y'all, that I didn't ask them for a discount, but I ran into somebody that braided hair too, and they said that whenever they would go to that person's store, that they automatically gave them a discount. And I was like, for real? Because you got to remember, when people tell me stuff, I didn't ask them for this. Okay, US Boston Rider, you going, you reaching. All right, I'm finna stop looking at your comments. You done okay. All right. Your girl already married. Happily married. Thought I could show you, but it's upside down. Okay? But anyways, so like I said, that when people tell me stuff, either I already know it and I act surprised. Thank you. Dancing in praise. Thank you. I just made a TikTok earlier today talking about distractions. And look at it. Thank you so much. But yeah, so they told me that they get a discount from this hair store. And I'm like, oh, that's great. But I'm gonna be honest with you, I was sitting back saying, I've been braiding hair for almost 30 years. They never offered me a discount. It's been times I've even walked in there and they was talking and then they stopped talking, or I was going up another aisle and they was whispering and stuff like that. That person is no longer has a beauty supply store anymore. But anyways, I was talking about that because of the local beauty supply store that we have that's still open. For years, I would not go into that store. Yeah, right, Tessa. But but anyway, so it's been years since I've been in the store, and that's the last time that I saw a Wild Growth oil close up. Now I go into stores now because I don't braid hair anymore, but it used to be some type of tension, you know, because I used to send my clients to the store, and the person that worked there, I send my client to get a certain type of hair before I start selling hair, and they'll come back with a total different brand, total different, you know, texture, all of that. And I said, why did you go and get that? And they'll always tell me, because so-and-so told them to. Like, so you gonna listen to so-and-so? But that's the main reason why I stopped going to that store, because I'm a private type person, and back then I wasn't sharing things. I learned to share. That's why I share these DIYs and things like that. But being crowded in a small town to where everybody makes you their competition, you know what I'm saying? I had to heal from that, and I actually heal from that. I go in the store now, I speak to the girl, but I ain't gonna lie. At one point in time, that girl got on my last nerves. You know, I used to get bothered by my clients because I used to tell them, I actually had to talk to them like I was their mother and they were my child. You got one more time for me to send you to the store to get this certain type of hair, and then you come and get this, you bring back this kind because of the girl that worked there. You got one more time. You gonna find you another braider. But yeah, y'all, I used to braid hair for almost 30 years. I don't even remember where I was. Oh, it was back with the person that came up with their grow oil. Like I said, they was trying to stir up aroma and stir up a lie. And I remember getting bothered to the point to where it's like, okay, girl, I let you hang around, you know what I'm saying, for a minute to where you pushing it. And that's when I told her, I put that little finger up and I said, you tell your friend that she needs to stop lying. Ain't nobody that dumb to buy some darn Jamaican black castor oil when everybody and their mama know before prices went up, Jamaican black castor oil was already high. And who gonna be stupid enough to buy Jamaican black castor oil all by itself and put it in a bottle? How can you get paid? How can you make money off of Jamaican black castor oil all by itself, putting it in a darn bottle? If you buy a 128 ounce gallon of Jamaican black castor oil and you just pour it in bottles, if you just pour it in bottles, tell me where you making a profit. Just tell me. Tell me how are you making a profit. But that goes to show you when it come down to my small hometown and that person that spreaded those lies and rumors, they still sell hair growth oil. They even tried to come out with a shampoo like a few months after me. That person's shampoo is not shampooing. And they growth oil wasn't growing people hair because I had some in the client sit in my chair and said that I get your stuff because your stuff work, her stuff don't work. But no, she's the Beyonce of this small town though. And y'all don't tell her stuff ain't working. Y'all sit back and throw out rose petals and then, you know, put out a magic carpet and put her in the air and flow her past. That's what y'all be doing. Not y'all though, you know, but she tried to spread a lie and a rumor. And I told her, I said, as high as wild growth oil is, I said, girl, if you don't get up out my house, get up out my house. Thank you so much, Nicole. Thank you. I am so glad to hear that. That's my whole purpose, y'all. My whole entire purpose. Like, if y'all knew how many years that I've been doing this and how I finally got on my platform. Y'all, I started this channel in 2010. 2010. I need to try to put this camera down because y'all don't know what I'm doing. Let me, it's not going. Is it going to go? That's as far as it's going to go. Y'all still can't see, can you? But yeah, I created this channel in 2010. When I created this channel, I told my left hand what my right hand was doing. That person knew how to braid hair just like I knew how to braid hair, but she didn't know how to braid all certain styles that I knew how to braid. We were so-called close. We were so-called friends. But people do not understand and know that there are certain people that are assigned to you. That's why I created that TikTok, and I told as many people that will receive it. If you've just gotten into a new friendship, or it could be an old friendship, you know what I'm saying, and you feel like that you can't, you know, succeed, you know what I'm saying, that person is always negative, you know, they only want to hear your problems, you know what I'm saying, not your successes, not your wins, and things like that. You need to go and put them back where you picked them up at, or you need to go put them back down where they picked you up at, because that's a whole distraction. So when it comes down to that ex so-called best friend of mine, she braided hair too. People have to understand, you and somebody else could have the same gift. You're not going to operate it in the same though. So that person was asking me questions. That's another thing too. When people start asking you questions, and that means that they are not everybody. But if you have an ill feeling about somebody or whatever, and you know that, hey, they don't mean you any good, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, they speak in negativity, around you, they making little jokes about you. They not real jokes. You know what I'm saying? That's a person to keep you distracted. That's a monitoring spirit. That's a person that's assigned to you. You know what I'm saying? And with that so-called ex-friend, she asked me, did y'all hear that noise? But anyways, she asked me if it's anything that she could do to enhance her braids or whatever. What would I suggest? I don't up and tell people nothing. I'm gonna tell people about hair. That's what I'm gonna do. You know what I'm saying? But if you ask me something, the only way I'm gonna tell you is if you ask me. But I'll tell you, if you get offended by something that I've told you after you've asked me, I'm telling you immediately I get bothered by it, and I'll tell you, don't ask me that no more. Because you would never have heard it from me if you didn't ask me. Same thing when it come down to these lives and these videos. You will never catch me getting on nobody live. You will never catch me getting on nobody's video and saying anything about them in a negative way. You just won't. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if that person is stuttering. I don't care what they're doing. They can be doing clown tricks and clown acts in their video. I don't care how irritated I am about their video. You are not going to catch me. Take it the time. The darn time. Because I had to take time to start doing this with my phone just to leave something disrespectful or because I was irritated by it. I felt like I have the right to just get on there and tell somebody. If I don't go on somewhere, that means something is wrong with me. I'm just telling you, something is wrong with me if I choose to do something like that. But like I said, she asked me. I would have never told her if she didn't ask me. But I just told her, I said that since you asked me, I never would have told you beforehand. But I said, you need to stop acting like or showing that you are tired on these people's hair. That was over 20 years ago. Knotless was nowhere discovered. And her braids looked like knotless at the top. They were close together underneath. I ain't care though. Wasn't none of my business. But she asked. And when I told her, she didn't say, oh, thanks, friend. Thank you so much. You ain't even have to tell me. That's just like somebody having something hanging out of their nose, something on their face, and things like that. And you have some people say, I wouldn't tell them. I wouldn't tell them. I'd just leave it there. Oh, would you? Oh, okay. Well, everybody ain't like that. Some people will tell it. I got somebody that I know, I'm serious. Like, that person, they so messy. messy. So messy, yeah. And, but if they see something on you, and this is somebody that I used to be around in the past, but I can't help but see them in the store. I have no ill feeling about them or nothing, you know what I'm saying? And that person used to do some of the most devious, low down stuff. I even hear about them today, that they still be doing some stuff. They be doing it to other people. But I see them every now and then in the store. And I remember we were just talking one day, and we was on our way out of Walmart, and they told me, they said, my nickname is Sean, and my middle name is Sean. I ain't gonna lie, I miss being called that sometimes, because people used to never call me Tasha. I don't know why. I don't know, how did they change over? But anyway, yeah, so, and that person told me, she said, Sean, you got something, you know, on your nose. My day is going good, because it's still going. It's still going, U.S. Boston Rider. How's your day? But yeah, she told me, she said, you got something, you know, around your nose. And I said, okay, thank you so much. I ain't gonna lie, I said, thank you so much. Because no matter how she is as a person. No matter how her character is, you know what I'm saying? I knew that she, even if she was being messy, you know what I'm saying? I still thanked her. I still thanked her. But like I said, I'm not gonna tell anybody nothing if they don't ask for it, unless it's something like that. If it's something like that, yes, I will tell a person. So when I told that person about them having their braids loose at the top and spaced out at the top, showing people that they are actually tired on the people's head, they never told me thank you. And I didn't hold no grudge because of it, because we were still friends. I'm the type of person right here. I don't do it now. But back in the days, oh, you from Thailand? Okay, that's good. Yeah, back in the days, what was I saying, y'all? What was I saying? I don't remember what I was saying. But anyways, I know I was talking about that so-called friend. I wish I could show y'all more, but what I'm just doing is I'm just allowing it to drip because I don't want it to get all over the bottle. No, U.S. Boston writer. No. Anyways, so I am just squeezing it and allowing it to go in the bottles. Only reason why I'm doing it like this, y'all, I have one of those silver dispenser things. I have that stuff. But I'm still new over here at this building, and I'm still trying to figure out where I'm going to place things. Where is it going to go? The kitchen area is so crowded. It used to not be crowded, but every time I clean out one area, I fill up another area. And that's why I haven't opened up the doors yet either, y'all, because it's like some people, they probably look at it like this: girl, I would have opened up them doors. You could have been making sales from your town. Remember, this is the town that when I would see the people in the stores that say, hey girl, I love your growth, or it is really working. It grew my hair. It grew my, puff, whatever the case may be. It grew in my edges. And then they won't place another order until the next 6 months. Now, hear me when I say people can do whatever they want to do. But I know my product is not lasting like that if it's being used like it's supposed to be used. Okay? And that is where the problem comes in, that you have so many people. And like I said, you don't have to buy my products. But if you are watching my DIYs and you are creating videos from DIYs, use it like you lost your mind. Use it on a consistent basis, because you act like you lost your mind when you was pulling them edges and getting them edges ripped out. You act like you was losing your mind when you kept going to that girl, knowing that she had heavy hands. Yeah, I can say that. I used to be a braider for almost 30 years. And I wasn't no 3-day braider. I wasn't no 3 months braider, and I wasn't no 3-year braider. Huh. Yeah. Your girl was out here braiding hair faithfully, and she never stood a climb up. She never stood a climb up. I don't know if any of you, well, I know some of you come from my other lives. Okay, Boston writer, the word of God says that he that finds a wife, not she that finds a wife. Let me stop. But yeah, he that finds a wife find a good thing. But it don't say nowhere in the word of God, he that finds somebody else's wife. Okay? So you keep looking. You keep looking for your queen. You're not doing anything wrong. Okay? You are not doing anything wrong for looking for your queen. Okay? That's fine. Look for your queen, but don't look for your queen on not on this live. No. Don't look for your queen on this live. I'm somebody else's queen. But you are a very nice person. I'm keeping you here because you are cool. What I mean by that is you're not saying no nasty, disrespectful stuff. Okay? And don't you start if you don't want to get blocked. Okay? Okay, happy holidays. You wasn't here when I was talking about the people who just put unnecessary stuff, on people live. I don't know if I'm gonna go ahead on and dismiss you or leave you here for a minute. But like I said, It be them spirits. Because at the end of the day, you got people who have their own opinion. Like, won't you watch Tessa response where she's been saying how her hair used to be in a bad condition and now it's in a great condition from using certain products. And as a matter of fact, you about to go. All right. But anyway, so yeah. And that's another thing too. Like, you can get offended if you want. Ain't nobody offended over here. But what you're not finna do is you're not about to distract people. You are not about to distract people. First of all, for you to come on here and say something crazy, then that means you must have been offended about something. Somebody must have already offended you or made you mad to come on here and just say some weird stuff. Like, get out of here. Get out of here in the name of Jesus. Get out of here in the name of Jesus. But anyways, so like I was stating before, because I've been saying everything. But you can have, or you can do the same thing that somebody else know how to do, but you are going to operate it in a different way. So anyways, you can do the same thing that somebody else know how to do, but that doesn't mean that y'all do it or operate it in the same way. That doesn't mean that everybody operate the same exact way. So when I told that person ended up being taught some things that I taught her. And at that time, I didn't know how to tight stitch my braids. I also didn't know how to get done or get finished quicker. I've always been the slow type of braider, but I always looked at my braids as a work of art. I've always taken my braids seriously. But not only that, it's some people, and even somebody even related to me, they think I don't know it to this day, until one of their best friends told me that they said, Sean just gonna have to be mad about me going to another braider. And she was related to that braider too. But she was like, Sean just got to be mad. And this is my first time ever saying it. Like, didn't nobody know about it but, you know, my husband. But yeah, she's just gonna have to be mad because I'm going to my cousin, and my cousin braid my hair. And that's where the enemy comes in at, because people will put a rumor out on you. And it's like, stop being weird. I don't care who you go to. Braiding hair was not my only income. I am not just a braider. That's why I tell people now, when they first found out about my building 3 years ago, and they was like, congratulations on your braid shop. I'm like, it's not a braid shop. You know, I retired 2 years ago. Yes, that place downstairs that looks like it's a braid shop. Yeah, it's a semi/braid shop / whatever I want to make it out of. You put a stove down there. You put a mini refrigerator. I had a mini refrigerator down there. But like I said, I think because I didn't play about people's hair, and when I say didn't play about people's hair, meaning that I've always taken people's hair seriously. I was never in the business of snatching out edges. I was never standing people up. I never stood any of my clients up. Even when my mama died. You can't help it when people pass away. Who would have ever known that I was going to take someone's deposit? Because the way I braided her, y'all, God, and I don't want to say God was so good to me. God was so good to me during the time that I was braiding, but God is still good to me. But God was so good to me during that time to where he made sure that I never lacked. God made sure that financial wise, and he's making sure today, but I'm talking about the braid money. The braid money, your girl got her money. She got her coins. She should have been even a little more higher. But you know that saying, they first laugh at you and then they start copying. So when it came down to me charging the price that I was charging, I ended up getting up to $200 and some to $300 some dollars. And I think with somebody, I actually charged them $500 because they wanted too much. They wanted they wanted their braids to be too tiny to where they was almost invisible. Well, you're not about to get it done for no change. But when I say God has been good to where I know I was a faithful braider. Couldn't nobody say nothing bad about my work. Promise y'all I'm not just talking. Because even back in the days before social media came out, I was walking around with a darn portfolio. And when people wanted their hair braided by me, I used to even say, are you sure? Do you even know what I do? Have you seen my work? And if they didn't see my work, I showed them my work because I walked around with a photo album, in which I call a portfolio. But when my mama passed away, I had a client that ended up now remember, I'm all over the place. I can't think straight. We're on our way to Michigan to the doctor's waiting on me to come. Now I have a sister and a brother, but I was the only one that went, me and my family. And I gave them a choice to come. I even supplied the ride. Nobody came. But I never forget, it was on a Sunday. And I heard about what happened. And when you know it stuff, you know it stuff. You only got one mama. Your mama only died once. Come on now. Your mama only died once, right? So I'm sitting in the car because I don't know what to do. I'm steady calling the doctors. I'm calling my family that live in Michigan. I don't know what to do. You know what I'm saying? And I'm calling her friend because I'm thinking it's just going to be like a procedure. Good night, U.S. Boston Rider. Goodbye. I hope you find your queen. Make sure that she is believed. Make sure that she ain't in them streets. You know what I'm saying? Make sure that she's a homebody that is not looking for anybody but her king. Thank you, Blessed Ojella. Thank you. But yeah, so when I'm trying to figure out what happened. I'm thinking it's gonna be like a regular procedure. I'm steady calling people, and I don't remember. I think it was like 11 o'clock at night. I'm calling, and I finally got to talk to the doctor, and the doctor said things aren't looking good, and we're gonna try to do everything we can to hold on, hang on until you get here. Y'all, you talking about me and my family leaving with the clothes on our back. We ain't grabbed no toothbrush. Who cares about a toothbrush at that time? Who cares about some changing clothes? Who cares? I said, we'll worry about that when we get there. But anyways, on the ride from Arkansas to Michigan is 12 hours. That's the longest 12 hours. Longest 12 hours. And I'm just crying and crying and crying. And I get a text message. And it's a client. It's a client. She ain't saying nothing like sorry for your loss. She heard about it because they talking about it on Facebook. Y'all know Facebook get the information just like people in prison get information before you find out about it. Like anything happen nowadays, you know what I'm saying? People could be in a bad, tragic accident or anything. They put it all over Facebook. Here in this town, and I'm pretty sure they do it in y'all town too, in y'all cities. But something happened to this young lady to where she ended up passing away, and she ended up running into this 18-wheeler riding on like a little scooter bike or whatever. And somebody was dirty enough to post that girl laying there. And her head was swelling during that time because she hit the back of an 18-wheeler. But like I said, Facebook already knew about my mama. I just wasn't on there. So this woman already knew. She didn't say sorry for your loss or nothing. And she was like, can I get my refund or whatever? And I stated this in one of my past lives. But for those who wasn't on the live, I'm just talking. But yeah, she was like, sorry for your loss. No. She didn't say sorry for your loss. That's what I meant. She didn't say sorry for your loss. She was like, can you give me my refund me my money back, refund me my deposit? Okay. Back then, my deposit was $20. Or was it 30? I don't remember. Yeah, when I left Braves, I ran from them. I ran from him because I knew that that wasn't all he wrote for me. My time was up, but I gave her the $20 or $30 back, cashed out it back, whatever. She had her daughter to text me and say, my mama gave you $100. Cause some people paid in advance. That was, I think I had a booking site then. If I did, I think I had it set to where people could pay the whole entire balance or whatever. And that was by accident because I don't like that. Because back then I used to feel like I was doing her for free. But I gave her the deposit back. She had her daughter to text me and say, she said she gave you $100. Y'all, I was so mad. I was so hurt. But I was grieving, man. I was grieving. I ain't had time to be going back and forth with nobody. Like, because I promise you that they would have never wanted to hear anything would have came out of my mouth. I promise you. And back then, way back in the days, if I say some stuff to you, you will never forget it. That's why I block people. That's why when people come over here on my live and they get ignorant, I do them the honor and I do them a favor by blocking them. Because they don't know the things that's been buried down in here. Remember, anything that you bury is just under dirt. It's under the surface of things. It could be brought back up. Nobody wanted to be brought back up though, but it could be dug back up. That's why I go ahead and I rebuke that spirit, because it's not the person, it's spirit. Just like when that, I almost said that slow person, but then I just said what I almost said. When that person said, don't get offended, you offended. I want, girl, ain't nobody offended. I'm just trying to keep myself from hurting your feelings. And I laugh because I promise you, the things that I used to say, and I wouldn't even cuss you out. I would not cuss you out, but the things that I would say will have you thinking twice. And it will have you to where you will be so down. You will be so down and out. And you will never forget what I said. You will never forget it. So when it came down to that woman and her mama, I was grieving, y'all. I'm cutting my labels. But yeah, I was grieving. And I could have said some things. Could have said some things. It wasn't worth it. I know even the things that I've said to people in the past, and like I said, I'm the type, I will take your secret to the grave. It used to be some people that used to do some of the most low down, dirtiest things to me, to where I still know the things that they told me, and I never tell a soul. Thank you, Dirty 1313 Bird. Thank you. Thank you so much. But yeah, just know that saying is true, that hurt people hurt people. And when I used to eat people alive, when I tell you, I don't even have to know your business to tear you up. But that's because I was coming from a hurt place. I can tell you some things about you that's real and true too. But why? Why? And that's why I talk about these people that come on these videos. Like, you talking about folks getting offended, girl, ain't nobody, I promise you ain't nobody offended. Like, if I told you what my flesh wanted to tell me, I would guarantee you would have been offended. But I don't want to offend you. That's why when we pray, we say, Lord, forgive us for our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. But I don't want to offend nobody. Now, do we offend people by accident? Yes. That's why you should also say, Lord, if I offended anybody and not know it, please forgive me. But yeah, I promise y'all, that's why I be blocking. And I ran into so many people saying, I ain't no blocker. I never let nobody have that much authority over me. You don't. You are different. I get so sick of people trying to put their little stuff on people. That's why I be telling, I don't tell people, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't never do that. Do what you need to do. If you feel like you need to block somebody, block them. Especially if you know that you used to be the type of person to where they'll wish that you would have went ahead and blocked them instead of clapping back. Yeah. So, y'all, I'm not going to make any more labels. I'm going to show y'all how many I got so far. Let's see. I got 6 labels. 6 labels, and I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 17. Or should I? Oh, y'all, I forgot. I did say that I was going to finish out using these. Remember, TikTok made me switch over from this to this. Now, I was already going to do these colors. This is royalty colors, y'all. Because y'all are royalty. But since it's the holidays, you know, since I make my own labels, I've been making my own labels for 7 years. I did go to a company one time. I think it was, I forgot the name of that company. I'm shaking this camera. I forgot the name of the company, but I used to go to them for a few of my labels, and it seemed like the more and more I would go to them, the more and more the labels kept changing up. So I just went back to creating my own labels. Remember that it used to be called the follicle thickening revival serum. That name was long, but I promise y'all, the reason why I put so much on this label, because I wanted people to know that this thickens up their follicles. But now, this is one of the old ones too, before TikTok said, girl, you need to change all that up. So I went over to that because I thought it was just the coloring. I thought because they wasn't able to see the ingredients and stuff, that I was like, well, let me go over to this, the original one. Okay, use the old one up. Okay, so I think that what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a picture of the old one back up there on my website. I'm gonna put the old one back up there so they'll see, okay, she got a little holiday feature. I'm gonna put it in the information section too, because it do say the follicle thickening revival serum, and this one says the revival serum. So Telsey, you know how people be doing. They're gonna and they be thinking that you done switched up the ingredients. Ain't nothing different about the ingredients. Everything is the same. But I need to use them up. Let me show y'all what I try to do, because I was like, I'm sick of TikTok. You act like you don't see this stuff, so I made some big fat ones. These can't even fit. This is too big for that. I bet you I'll do something. I'll figure out what to do with this though. One day I'll probably put it in an 8 ounce I probably feature a 8 ounce, but not permanently, but just temporarily, just to get rid of them. I don't like throwing stuff away, y'all. If y'all seen my little container being to where all of my other labels, when I was had all of my body washes to the forefront, Heavenly still has those things. Still have the body washes, still have the skincare, still have the soaps, everything. But like I said, just moving everything over here, I got chili in here. But since I moved everything over to my building, I had that on too long. But yeah, since I moved everything over here, trying to figure it out, y'all. I'm trying to figure out how can I do all of this. But the question is, how did I do all this at the house? If I can do it over at the house, I can do it over here. I'm going to do it though. But yeah, the moral of the story is, all these doggone me stories, is that people don't be caring what they be doing and saying. Sometimes you gotta help them out by blocking them. You know, go and troll somebody else's stuff until they block you. But you need deliverance. You need deliverance. You are hurting. You are in pain. Trust me, I know, because I've been in the hurting stage in life before. But I learned to let that mess go. Forgiveness is key, man. I'm telling you. Forgiveness is not for the other person. It's for you. Like, I used to be mad at the world. But for what? Man, for what? Like, why am I wasting all... I've wasted so many years. Why are so many people that's negative, ain't got nothing else better to do, waste their years? You know what I'm saying? I don't care what life has handed them. Like, I was traumatized as a child. I was traumatized as a child. Okay? But I forgave. I finally forgave. Finally. And I'm happy about it because I'm free. I'm free. I got things to do. It's not just only about Heavenly hair and skincare products, even though I gotta bring the skincare stuff back out. It's not just about that, but it's about helping other people. But you have to be in a place, in a position in life first before you help somebody else. You got so many people, I heard that they so messed up that it's crazy, and they still out here with other people being messed up, and then they helping one another, and then once they friend fall, they help build their friend back up, you know, stuff like that. Okay, that's cool, but it's not how God designed you and equipped you. He equipped you to heal from the things that has been weighing you down and has been keeping you from elevating. God wants your cup to run over. You know what I'm saying? You cannot pour out of an empty cup. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of these things in life will keep you down, bound, and distracted. That's why I speak about that monitoring spirit / destiny swapper person that I used to call a friend. You know what I'm saying? I didn't finish it off, but a lot of people that have been on my live before know that I stated in one of the other lives, or probably 2 of the other lives, that person, I told my left hand what my right hand was doing. And I told them about my YouTube channel. You know, I created this YouTube channel back in 2010. And I told them, and they disappeared. They disappeared because they used to do disappearing acts. I promise y'all, you will never hear me telling the story differently, because this is exactly how the story happened. This is exactly how the story played out. This person would do disappearing acts. They didn't even know that they was giving me a break because they was so draining. And that's another thing too. If you got somebody in your life that they are draining you, they are not pouring into your cup. They are not helping you. And hear me out. A lot of people don't even need help. But some people come in your life pretending like they're helping you, but at the same time, they are getting something from you. But if you feel like you're drained, if you feel like every time that person come around, they're being sarcastic, they throwing hints, they throwing jabs, they, you know, this word shade. Your girl 48 years old, the word shade didn't even used to exist. But you know, they throwing shade. How can you throw shade though? I thought shade come from a tree or something that's hovering over. I didn't know you could throw. But anyway, that's what I be talking about, y'all. That's what I do. You know, I look at y'all as family. Like I said, this is how me, my kids, my husband, we be talking. This is exactly how we be talking. So that's why I'm talking to y'all like that. But at the end of the day, you have to keep moving. You have to keep pushing. You have to keep going. You know what I'm saying? If anything is in your life that's distracting you, I don't care. I don't care what it is. I don't care what it is. If it's not helping you flourish, if it's not helping you grow, you better let it go. And I promise you, I ain't trying to rhyme. This ain't no rap. This ain't no rap. But y'all have to know who's for you, and you have to know who's against you. Like I said, it's not the person, not like this. I hate her. You know, let me come in her life and let me help destroy her. It don't be like that. It don't be like that. And you do get some people that be out here performing witchcraft, you know, and all that type of stuff, and they be out there actually trying to, you know, put something on you. But I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about the fact that this top is off. I'm just talking about the fact that if you know that even if you came a long ways in life, you know what I'm saying? You know that you are not where you used to be. Still be careful, because things can still come your way. You know what I'm saying? If you hear this noise, this is the moisture milk. For some reason, when I'm pouring it at the end, it make a little noise. That is not my stomach, although y'all do be hearing my stomach growling in some of my videos. And speaking of stomach, let me show y'all what I got from Dollar Tree earlier. Some mini Chips Ahoy. Your girl got a refrigerator in her now. She got a stove. You know, the stove is not hooked up yet, but you know, the refrigerator. So I'm about to start buying a little few groceries. So when I come in here and open up the store, I'm gonna come in early. So, you know, probably like, you know, make a little something, because these are products. Remember that anything that's safe for you to eat is safe for you to be able to put in your hair. Okay. For those that don't know about the moisture milk, if you are allergic to coconut, it does have coconut milk in it, but you don't have to get this one. You can get the growth tonic, which is also a hair growth spray. Both of these are a hair growth spray, but this is a moisturizing and a conditioning spray as well. This is a strengthening spray. Okay, along with being a hair growth spray. But if you know that you need moisture, then you get that growth tonic, and you get the stimulating growth leave-in conditioner, which is the twin, or the not the twin, but the husband of the wife, if that makes sense. Okay, the stimulating shampoo is the wife. Okay, and y'all, I'll say anything, okay? And the growth conditioner, which is a leave-in conditioner, is the husband. Yeah, the husband. So if you already have the shampoo, if you don't have the shampoo, you don't have to get the shampoo. I'm just saying. But if you need moisture, but you don't, you are allergic to the moisture milk, then by all means get the growth tonic. I will tag all of these in the end. Still not understanding why I can't tag them in the beginning. But if you still need moisture, but you need strength, spray this as a hair growth spray and a strengthener, and then apply the growth conditioner, which is a leave-in conditioner. It is originally called Heavenly's Stimulating Growth Conditioner, but remember that I have to use up all of my labels. But if you are on my live and you end up going under www.heavenlyhairandskincare.com and you see that the name is just a little off, it's the same exact ingredient, y'all. Okay, this ain't no manufacturer. This ain't no person that is working up out of a warehouse. This is not, you know, this is me. Okay, this is me. But yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and use these. I'm gonna go ahead and use these up. I don't have many left, but yeah, I'm going to use them up first. Put this anywhere for right now. But I will be making shampoo videos again, shampoo DIYs. I'm going to create a video showing y'all how I apply the stimulating growth shampoo, which is my personal bottle right here. And if you notice that it's the leftovers, whatever I have left over, I keep for me and my family. Keep it for me and my family. But yeah. Yep. I'm trying to see, should I end this live and go ahead and tag these products or what? I don't know. I don't know. I don't even know who all in here because this light is blocking it. Oh. But yeah, y'all. So I'm just filling up these bottles. I need to fill these shelves, but I'm mainly filling these Moisture Milk bottles back up because I added more moisturizing ingredients in here because whenever it gets low, I'm believing that one of the my customers said something about that their Moisture Milk gave them like a slight crunchiness, and they said that they're gonna put oil behind it, but I just went back in and I added more moisturizing and conditioning liquids to it to so it won't give them that feeling. And then I got a big giant container of this growth tonic also over here to my right, and that is why you don't see anything up here. That is why it's cased like that. But like I said, I'm doing the best that I can, y'all. Now, let me not say that. I don't want to say that I'm doing the best that I can because I believe that I can do more. Yeah, I believe that I can do more. I am and I will do more as far as like getting these shelves filled back up. But I do need to bring the rest of the products to the forefront, like the Heavenly's leave-in conditioner. Somebody asked me about that. Heavenly has had a leave-in conditioner, and the base from the leave-in conditioner is hibiscus flowers because hibiscus is that girl. And so whenever I bring it to the forefront, the leave-in conditioner will be a pink color. Excuse me. It will have a pink color to it. Also, my full beard activating drops. I got to bring all that. I got to bring it all back to the forefront. But one thing I'm not going to do is I'm not going to stop. No matter what happened in the past, no matter if me allowing this building to sit for, I almost said 5 years, but me allowing this building to sit for 3 years, you know, I'm not stopping no more. That's why I continue to come over here. Sometimes I be like, I need to, oh, yours didn't, Tessa? That's good. That's why I was saying, when they told me about it, I told them, I said, I asked them, I said, did you shampoo your hair? Is your hair freshly shampooed or something else I had asked, you know? And when I do stuff like that, I make sure I tell that person, I'm not saying you did anything wrong, you know? But also, too, people hair texture, because like she said, yeah, I shampoo my hair. And people hair texture could, different hair textures could bring something, you know, different to the table or the forefront. I don't know. But Heavenly is still doing everything to fix whatever, you know, it is or it could be. That's why I added more moisturizing and more conditioning ingredients to it. I don't know what this is, but I need to I think it's some of the milk that dried up probably when I was because I see milk around the nozzle part over here, and it's on here. But y'all, I've seen over the years, I've seen so many companies, even up to the labels, y'all. Let me show y'all. To where their labels had like little bubbles and stuff in it, and these are well-known companies. And I promise y'all, I'm the type of person like this. That's why I keep going. That's why I keep going. That's why I won't stop. It's so many people that don't know about Heavenly because I stopped promoting my stuff. I stopped talking about it. I used to have a Facebook business page. I stopped all of that stuff. Oh, but just imagine had I not stopped. Just imagine had I not stopped. It's people right now that finally made it, and they only been in business for 4 years. only been in business for 4 years and Heavenly been in business for 7 years straight. And don't you know that I watch and I pay attention to everything. So therefore, I see where the well-known small business companies that have made it steal some of their labeling. They may be buying it from a manufacturer. Yep, they may be buying it from a manufacturer, but they still putting them on crooked. They still got bubbles in their labels and everything. So that's why your girl grind as hard as she do. She don't stop, because at the end of the day, you know, I love to be hands-on. I love for people to see that your girl is taking a $15 printer that she has had for several years, and she's still creating her own labels and her own bottles. If one day I stop and I start ordering them from a manufacturer, I still will never act bougie. I will never, you know what I'm saying? And some people, yeah, people be saying, and then they be selling their self out. I almost said selling their soul, but they be selling their self out to a company that's not even our race, and they go to compromising the ingredients, and you know, blah 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 blah. Yeah, that do be happening. Yeah, that do be happening. But everybody don't do that. Everybody don't do that. You know, my thing is, I want God to continue to bless me with wisdom, with knowledge, to be able to help people. You know what I'm saying? I don't know every single thing. That's why I be telling people that be creating these hair growth oils. Like, I just seen somebody the other day on TikTok, and it's like, I get so sick. Y'all, I'm just keeping it real. I be saying that. I get so sick and tired of these people talking about my hair growth oil is the only one that works. No, it ain't. No, it ain't. I've been saying this for years. Before I got back on my channel, before I started creating lives, I've been saying it. I'll look right at the TV screen. I'll look at the phone, and I say, stop lying. No, it ain't. No, it ain't. If I wasn't selling hair growth oil, I'd still be saying, no, it ain't. No, it ain't, because that is nowhere true. That is nowhere true. You know what I'm saying? But people have to stop just depending on hair growth oils and depend on a hair growth system. Like I said, you got so many people that be slapping oils and throwing them together. You know what I'm saying? That's why I teach people DIYs and stuff like that, because this ain't no secret. You know? Grow your hair from your house. It's possible. Hello, Camille. Grow your hair from your house, because it's possible. It is possible. And for the dormant areas, for the dormant spots, for the dead follicles, see, y'all hear that? Sound like a little mini siren. It actually sounds like something about to pop or bust. But I'm finally on live, y'all, and I'm doing something at the same time that I'm talking, because y'all know I can get caught up. Your girl can get caught up. But yeah, what was I saying though? And your girl gonna always forget what she's saying. She's gonna always forget what she's saying. In real life, y'all, when I'm not on live, I forget what I'm saying. But I be having so many thoughts and stuff in my head. That's why I be switching the subject and stuff. But that's why people should never say that their product, as far as their hair growth oil, is the only one that works. Because once people use a growth oil, their hair needs more. Their hair is screaming, I need more. Give me more. Is that it? Is that all? That's all you're going to give me is some hair growth oil? That's why in my last video I tell you, moisturize your scalp. Bring moisture to your scalp, so you can help allow the growth oils to penetrate. Camille, go up under there, because I call myself fixing that. Somebody else asked me that. They went up under Heavenly's website, and they told me that they tried to do it. So one night I spent just about all night working on it, right? And when I got dog tired to where I just couldn't take no more, I fell asleep. I ended up getting back up the next morning. But I never heard from that person again. So only thing that I can say is I did activate it. But that night, I called myself activating it. And me and that person was messaging back and forth. And then she told me, she said, it's still not letting me do it. And I felt so bad. I said, I'm so sorry. But only thing that I could tell you is to go on there, because I did activate the UK section under my Shopify store. I did activate it, y'all. But yeah, a lot of people's hair is screaming, I need more. Stop playing with me. Just steady giving me growth oils. That's all you're going to give me is growth oils. That's just like you sitting up here and, I know kids like nuggets. I know kids love nuggets, okay? But that's all you're going to get that kid if that kid is looking for more than nuggets? Is that it? Can't be. Can't be it. It can't be it, y'all. I done went for filling the bottles. Yeah, I need to go and put these labels on there. But yeah, y'all, so all I want is for other people hair to grow too. I want, that's why even on my Facebook business page, before I deactivated my last Facebook, okay, you're welcome and thank you, Camille. But before I deactivated my last Facebook page, the reason why I deactivated that page is because I had so much negativity on that page. It's so many people that I know or either know of, and every time I log into my Facebook page, they just went live, or they going live cussing somebody out. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to see that. You know, I remember it was a point of time to where I used to want to see that. I don't want to see that. You know, I want to see other people that's thriving, who's trying to be successful, who's going to be successful no matter what. You know? And then people feel like you acting funny and stuff like that. Like I said, I'm 48 years old. I stopped hanging out in my early 20s. That's why I can speak on stuff like that. That's why I make encouraging videos saying that you've been hanging with so-and-so them, and you've been going over there at their house for 10 years, for 5 or 10 years. You still sitting over there at their house. All y'all doing is throwing house parties. All y'all doing is getting lit and getting drunk and stuff like that. Y'all still talking about fighting. Y'all still doing this stuff. I can talk about those things because I remember at one point in time in my early 20s, I didn't even want to go home. I lived out in an apartment on a dirt road. Back then I had 2 kids. Probably was pregnant with my 3rd. I don't know. But I remember it was one point in time to where I never wanted to go home. I only went late because I lived way out in the boondocks. And so I would sit every day. You gotta remember, I braided hair too. But back then, I didn't take braiding serious like that. I only made enough money to meet my quota. I made enough money on purpose to meet my quota back then. And then I'm hanging out. I'm sitting around. You know what I'm saying? Sitting around doing nothing. And that's why I make them videos saying, you just sitting around them folks doing nothing. It's 5 and 10 years later and you still not doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? It's not to belittle nobody. I'm just talking about the things that I know from the past and that I remember. So I say, you still braiding hair on the porch? You still playing cards on the porch? Every winter, spring, summer, that is crooked. Every winter, spring, summer, and fall, your seasons look the exact same. Even the seasons of life today, like right now, it's not even cold. Like, it's not cold. 2 days ago, it was freezing. Yesterday, it was mellow. The weather was mellow. I know because I get sick quick. Like, way before the COVID came out, I was wearing a mask. I got a mask somewhere around here. By me doing hair and braiding hair for almost 30 years, people can sit in my chair and if they sneeze, their nose running, you best believe I'm going to be sneezing and my nose going to eventually start running. That's just how it is. But when it comes down to the seasons be changed. The seasons ain't never the same. Y'all, we may not even get no snow. Then again, we just may. But when it comes down to telling people that all of your seasons is the same, ain't you tired? Man, people be in La La Land, man. I know, because I used to be in La La Land. That's why a lot of nights I can't even sleep, because I got so much going on in my head, because I'm never going to be comfortable where I'm at. Never again will I ever be comfortable where I'm at. Now, I'm a homebound person. I love to be at home. I ain't hanging out. I'm not hanging out. I haven't hung out in years. But when I was in my early 20s, I didn't want to go home. Home was boring. I only came home late at night. I wasn't married back then or nothing. You want to go way in the house, way out, where it's field in the front of your apartment, field way in the back. And I would hear coyotes. That lets you know that I was surrounded by field. Nowadays, coyotes can be across the street from you. Just talking about back in the days. But that's why I tell people, you find yourself hanging out with folks, and all you doing is, I promise you I'm not here to judge nobody. But you have to remember this right here. You got some people that just may run into this video that been tired, but they feel like they owe their friends something. You don't owe nobody nothing. You don't owe nobody nothing but the Almighty God. And this could probably be your confirmation to let them people go. Let them go. They ain't doing you no good. Every time look at me out of mixed labels. They hiding because they behind here. Every time somebody is talking about you, every time, whatever. Every time you got that one person that's always running up to you and make sure that they let you know. Get them people up out your face. And that is why you are so confused. I mean, don't get me wrong, you won't be confused about some things in life, but I'd rather be confused on what the next move that I'm about to make, because I'm moving. I'm not staying stuck, or I'm not staying stagnant. I'd rather be confused about that. Let's be confused about that. About what idea or what adventure that we are trying to, get from the ground up. What thing that we are trying to do to better our life and our circumstances. So many people, I know my purpose. I don't know, girl, but it's about to be 2026. Your purpose is what you are bothered by. Your purpose is, when I say bothered by, meaning that, this thing that you see other people doing that you bother by, or you see that they're not, their need, and you are bothered by it. You are bothered that you can't help that person, but you know the answer. You know what I'm saying? Or you know some of the answer. Then try to figure out the rest of it and help that person. That is your purpose. Your purpose is your pain, your past pain, the very thing that you've been through, that you've overcame, because the word of God says we are overcomers by the blood of the Lamb and by the words of our testimony. So that very thing that you've overcame, that you good now. You know what I'm saying? That past pain, that past hurt, that past trauma that you forgave that person for, because it never was about them in the first place. It never was about them. Hello, fat nigger. I'm doing good. How you doing? But yeah, it was never about them. The enemy used that very thing to try to hurt you and to try to destroy you. And now you are victorious in the name of Jesus. The devil thought he had you. But God stepped in. Let me stop playing because that ain't how I do church. But, you know, some people do church like that. But I'm just here to try to hype and motivate as many people up as I can. Because it is not all he wrote. That is not all he wrote about your life. You have been uniquely and wonderfully made. He says that you are the apple of his eye. He created you on purpose, for a purpose. Figure it out. Get it together. You know, like I said, that very thing that the enemy tried to destroy you and tried to take you out, that very thing, you know exactly what that thing is. If it's multiple things, because the devil, I'm telling you, when he can't win and when he tried it, first of all, he don't come with new tactics. He come with old tactics, okay? So when you have passed the test, you finally passed the test on that one thing, he coming with something else. So that be your testimony too. Remember that a lot of us are... Is this crooked? I don't want to put it on there because I'm scared. But yeah, a lot of you are multi-gifted, multi-talented. You know, some of you only have one, but you need to stop acting like you don't have none. You do. You were created by the Creator to create. Should you quit your 9 to 5? No. Quit your 9 to 5. Only quit your 9 to 5 if God tell you to quit your 9 to 5. Me, I've been a birdie for almost 30 years. I finally retired because I told God, because me and my husband have a lawn service too. And I was riding on the lawnmower because your girl be whipping it on that 0 turn. She'd be like, yeah, that's what you be doing. Yeah. But I told God, I said, God, I don't want to be 75 years old. Still braiding hair. I don't want to be. Okay. And I knew it's a lot of things I know how to do, because even though I was a full-time braider, I know how to do regular hair. I always know how to do regular hair. That's why it's so easy for me to do my own hairstyles. Back in the days, y'all remember them pompadours? Them, you know them pompadours. You know them big pompadours that used to go like this? Those, what do you call them things that used to... I don't remember what that was, but that style used to be slick, and then they put something in the middle of it and they roll it. All that stuff I used to know how to do. I remember when I used to pay this hairdresser to do my hair, and back then I was getting relaxers, and I had a like some type of short pixie cut. Y'all, I'm thinking that all these things is crooked, but they're not. It's that my little label cutter thing. It's cutting the gold crooked. Like I said, you got to remember other creators. You know, they still be lopsided lumps and bumps and bubbles too. But yeah, so this person is not a hairdresser anymore. But man, that person was a bully, man. Back in the days, I used to go to that person and get my hair done. And I couldn't afford it at one time, you know, because when you get a pixie cut or if you get your hair shaved in the back and stuff like that, y'all do know that hair grows back, right? And it grows back fast. So you find yourself at the salon more than usual, more than normal, right? And at that one period of time, I remember I couldn't afford it. I just couldn't afford it. So I ain't doing it on purpose. I just went in, got my Marcel iron, you know, back then when they was using Marcel irons and stuff. And my curls were so short underneath. I curled them curls. Yeah, I curled them curls. And y'all, I don't know. Yeah, but I curled them curls, y'all. And I seen that hairdresser in Walmart, and I'll never forget it. She walked up to me, and I thought it was just going to be a little wave like, hey. She walked up to me, and she said, who did your hair? And my stupid tail at the time, I'm like, me? Happy. That was a slow moment, y'all. She said, no, you didn't. I said, yes, I did. She said, no, you didn't. I said, yes, I did. There go my stomach out. I said, yes, I did. And she said, if you went to another hairdresser, just say it. I said, girl, I never went to no other hairdresser. I ain't had the money. I ain't had the money. You know, but I was coming back when I had the money, but I ain't coming back now because you bullying people. You know, I don't do well when it come down to bullies. But yeah, so like I said, I knew that I wasn't just a hair braider because I know how to do regular hairstyles too. But I knew how to do other things. And I'm just here to tell you that you don't have to have multiple gifts. A lot of you just don't know what your one gift is. And I just don't want you to be like how the master was in the Bible, you know. And yes, that the dineros and talents and things could mean money. He gave you a certain amount of money and you buried it instead of multiplying it. But I'm going to look at it as gifts as well. He gave you a gift and you buried it. A lot of you buried it and don't know you buried it because you still running around being distracted by people. That's why you can't figure out what it is. You're being distracted. Get rid of the distractions. I promise you, you'll figure it out afterwards. I can't promise you exactly when. Some of you may figure it out, boom, just like that. A lot of y'all not hear me when I tell y'all. I can talk to y'all all day long. I'm going to end up ending this live, though, because I've been on here for a good minute. You know that saying? If I'm lying, I'm dying. I can't make this stuff up. There's no way in the world I can make this stuff up. I never forget that monitoring spirit. Before I let her go, I moved back here to my hometown. We were living in the state of Georgia. When I moved back here, I got a story to tell. Man, I have so many stories to tell. But when I first moved back here, well, first when I moved away from here, she ended up moving away after a year or so afterwards. And remember I told y'all she was draining? I always looked at that person as a little sister. I tried to look at that person as she was a little sister. But I remember asking her several years later, I said, did you ever look at me as a friend or a sister? I said, because I looked at you as a little sister. Well, I think I said, you look at me as a sister. Well, she said, no. I know you didn't. I know you didn't. You should have, though, because a lot of siblings, you know, be out for their other siblings, too. You know, but yeah. There I go again, losing my train of thought. I've got those bottles on there. Let me look and see what else I need to do. But anyways, I think I was also talking about gifts and talents and things like that. And you just have to seek God. A lot of people can't hear from God because they're being distracted. And I think that's what I was saying about her being my distraction. You know, she was there to distract me. Oh, that's what I was saying. That she hold up. Y'all know how I can't do more than one thing at the same time. When I first moved from Georgia back to Arkansas, she ended up moving back from another state. I'm not going to say the state. I know exactly the state, but I'm not going to say it because when I talk about this monitoring spirit, my AirPods on 1%. Man, them AirPods be tripping. I just got them not too long ago. And I don't even have them open. But anyway, so even when I was in Georgia and I would talk to that person over the phone, you know, they was talking about moving and relocating. And that's before they moved to the state that they end up moving to. And I remember purposely not welcoming them to the state that I was at because I wanted to be free from them, but I didn't know how to let go. That's why I be on here also telling people that you have to let go. And that's why I also say too, you have to know your purpose. Your purpose could be one thing. Your talent could be one thing. Then again, it could be more than one. But she ended up moving back to this state, and I had she told me that her mom was giving her a hard time. You know, every time I turn around, somebody was giving her a hard time. So draining. Oh my goodness, she was so draining. It was always an issue. It was also always an issue to the point to where even when she would come around me and she would say stuff like, people like you more than they like me. You know what I'm saying? Every time I turn around, they run into you, they this and that, and they this and that. And I'm sitting back like, girl, if you only knew, I don't want to fool with these people. I don't want to have nothing to do with these people. You know, I'm kind of like an introvert slash extrovert. I'm the type that I'm the life of the party. I could go up in that thing. I don't have to have no drink. I don't have to have nothing. I'm a jokester. I just love to, you know, enjoy life. I love to, like, you will catch me cracking jokes on myself. That's just me. You know what I'm saying? But I can't help it for who I am. And every time I was around her, she would always say things. Let me put these in the front for anybody who coming to live and new. And I don't need them like, what's she doing? They say, you know, packaging products. Yep. Packaging products. But she just was always on me about something. Always getting down on me about something or whatever. And I just knew I had to let that person go. But what forced me to let that person go is because when she moved back to Arkansas, she started crying about how her mama doing her, and I welcomed her to come stay at my place. I promise you deep down, I didn't want her to stay there. My grandma told me, you know, that when people offer you stuff, don't always jump on it. Don't always take what people got to offer you. People just be offering you stuff just to be nice. I was only offering her because I'm just trying to be nice. How would I have been as a friend? But then I have to also ask myself too, then, you know, but if you really didn't want to deep down do it, then why did you do it? But it's in the past. That's been over 20 years ago. But anyways, that person came around, and we were in a situation where our house wasn't livable, and she still came and lived. She still came and lived with all her kids, and she had way more kids than I had. She had way more kids than I had. And she used to always say stuff like, if you gonna braid hair here, and I'm like, I ain't braiding nobody hair here. I'm not studying this town. I'm not studying these people here. I promise y'all I was not trying to braid hair. But that's why I tell you not to be distracted from people and how people are assigned to you, because I didn't realize until several years ago that she was assigned to me, because the very thing that I didn't want to do that I knew how to do. One of the things that I knew how to do is what God blessed me to do. So I braided her for almost 30 years, but I had to get rid of her. Y'all, when I got rid of her, because y'all know I had to go all the way around this whole thing in order to get to the subject. I promise y'all, I ain't gonna never be any different to y'all than I am to anybody that I know on a personal basis. That's how I talk, you know. So they get me going all the way around in circles too before I get to the point. Y'all gonna get it too. But anyway, so once I finally let her go, once I finally put my foot down and I ended the friendship, you know what I'm saying? I didn't end the friendship as far as arguing, going off or nothing like that. I just stopped it, you know, cold turkey, because I never benefited from the friendship anyway. She did. And she used to always say stuff like, if you ever change your mind doing hair, let me know. You do hair as a living, I do hair as a hobby. That's weird, because she ended up opening up a braid shop that then, I don't think it lasted a year. If it did, it wasn't like traffic going in and out, because she was too busy running back and forth here. That's a whole different story. But anyway, but that comes from a person that used to spit negativity into my life. Speak negativity, spit negativity, whatever it still was negativity. And they used to always check in on me to see what I was doing and make sure I wasn't doing the very thing. That's how I figured out that braiding hair was one of my callings and one of my gifts. And when I figured that out, I went full force. You know, not only that, when I let her go, I promise y'all, hear me when I tell y'all, mysteriously, God started blessing my braids, because people liked my braids back then, but my braids was hideous to me. Don't you know, when I let her go, my braids, voila, mysteriously became real neat. That stitching was stitching. There was some tight stitches. My braids started looking like a work of art. And that's why I'm telling y'all to know your purpose. If you don't know your perfect purpose, then figure it out. Figure it out by thinking on the things that bother you, that you see other people suffering from. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, you may have multiple gifts, but if you do, just figure out that one. If you don't know whichever, if you don't know that one of them, if you don't know now one of them, then figure out that one thing that irks you and get on your nerves. Like I said, I could have easily just grew my hair back from that bald spot, because you remember that I wasn't on camera when I couldn't grow my hair when I first did my first big chop several years ago in 2017. In 2017, I was not on camera like that. And I started studying and formulating for a whole entire year, and the wind is really winding. Okay. I ain't scared. But anyway, y'all know I love to be dramatic. But anyway, so in 2017, it took me all the way to 2018 to start formulating and studying, and that's how I figured out that your hair can stay in the anagen phase a little while longer, but you have to make it stay in the anagen phase a little while longer. And the reason why a lot of people do not experience hair growth and stuff, because their anagen phase is actually shorter than the next, but it is a certain period of time to where the anagen phase does stay on the normal rate. You know what I'm saying? That's why a lot of people here be shedding. The shedding phase only supposed to be a certain phase, meaning a certain amount of time. If your time is actually longer than that, that is because it is something going on. Okay? It is something going on to where it's happening also on the inside. But you have to also remember too that you have some people that eat burgers every single day, and they hair ain't nothing affecting it. Everybody ain't able. Everybody can't say that. And some people have to do a little bit more than others. But like I said, that is one of the other gifts from the braiding hair. But when that monitoring spirit end up asking me questions, because they ask you questions in order to target and come against you about the very thing that you gave them the answer to. I told them about the I told them about the YouTube and the Facebook page. Facebook channel. YouTube page and Facebook. What? Yeah, Facebook channel. Facebook channel. I told them then. They end up disappearing. When they came back around, they told me, you need to make a Facebook page and a YouTube channel. Girl, I told you. And people will do that to you. But that's when I lived in the state of Georgia. But when... There's the rain. But when I moved here, I still was holding on to that situation, because it wasn't a friendship. That is when she kept asking me more questions. Are you going to braid anybody hair here? You know, and stuff like that. And then when she ended up doing something in my house that ended up costing us money. I ain't even going to say it. You know what I'm saying? Because thing is, I'm not here to exploit that person. I'm here just to tell my testimony. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of certain things that I leave out on purpose. You know, because I ain't out to hurt that person. But I tell people all the time, you can either play the good guy or the bad guy in my story. So you don't want to be the good person in my story. If you choose to be the good person, I tell my story, I am going to hype you up. Ooh, that person was good. That person was a good person. You want to know also good person? Or if you could have started out a good person, you turned to a bad person, then I'm going to tell the story when you were a good person, and then I'm going to, when you flipped and you dramatically changed, when you was already going to change anyways, you already had an agenda. Remember that you have some people that are assigned to you. So they come real nice. Ain't nobody gonna come in your life, you know, and try to get into your life being just a mean, evil person. And everybody ain't mean and evil. Remember, the Bible says we don't wrestle against flesh and blood, right? But it's what's working within that person. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, that person, I end up finally putting my foot down and letting them go, and God mysteriously blessed my braids to where they start looking like a work of art. But when God created me, he didn't create me just a hair braider. That's why when I started Heavenly Hair and Skincare Products in 2018, a lot of people here in my hometown didn't want to accept it. A lot of people didn't want to accept it. I was still doing their hair. I was just putting my hair growth products in their head, and they loved it. They loved sitting there and getting it put in their head. But when I wanted to let the braid thing, when it was my time to let the braid thing go, nobody wanted to let that go. Because people will put you in a box to where they get comfortable with, send you back in there when they're done with you. And when they feel like picking you back up, they pick you right back up out that box. Don't allow people to do that. That's why I tell you on this video to stop sitting around, stop being stagnant. Stop doing nothing. And if you are doing something and it's not getting you anywhere, stop doing that too. Stop doing that and figure out what God wants you to do. God has a place and a position for each one of us. When I say place, meaning it's a place you got to go. You got to go. That's why you can't take everybody with you. And he has a position for you as well. A position to sit you in and to place you in. That's why I know I'm not for everybody. There's so many people that done came in this live and left right back out. I know I'm not for everybody. I promise you that. I don't care if it's one person. I don't know, because it may be, because last time I checked it was 2 people. But I know I'm not for everybody. Because you are not going to get just Heavenly Hair and Skincare Products, but you are going to get encouragement. You are going to get motivation. You know what I'm saying? I be on my DIYs and motivating and encourage people. You know what I'm saying? To know that a lot of your hair is where it is today is because of you. Some people it's not because of you. You know what I'm saying? But we know that it's been underlying issues. We know that when it comes down to medications and things like that, we know that that plays a part in the health of our hair. But you have to fight. You have to fight hard. You have to fight hard. You have to discipline yourself when it comes down to your hair growth, just like you have to fight hard and discipline yourself when it comes down to things in life. If you want to be somewhere, you want to get somewhere, but you still hanging around people that ain't going nowhere, you better switch up. You better change up. A lot of you don't even need friends. A lot of you don't even need friends. When you learn that in life, I promise you, you will be a better person. That's why you can't think straight. That's why you can't pray good, pray straight, or hear from God. You know what I'm saying? When you get to that point, hear me out. No matter what you do in life, though, no matter how hard, just like you working hard and you doing everything when it come down to your hair, you have to remember that at the same time that you are working hard, you are either creating these DIYs or you are using all of these products as a system, not just a hair growth oil, and you know that your hair is flourishing and it is being more vibrant. You are pushing out all the chemicals and toxins that has been weighing your hair down, been frying your hair, been damaging your hair, because it ain't just about a relaxer. You know what I'm saying? It's about these other chemicals that's in these other products as well. But when you fight tooth and nail and you finally start seeing a big difference in your hair, you better remember that as soon as you think about getting those braids, as soon as you're thinking about getting that frontal wig, you better remember all that can be snatched right back away from you. Every last one of it, just like when you're doing good in life. People are going to be assigned to you to knock you off your tracks. Same thing in here, same thing in life. And you have to keep pushing. You have to keep moving forward. You have to remember, a lot of even situations that we find ourselves in life or in the past, we went there. We got with that particular person. We hung with them particular so-called friends. A lot of our hair conditions We did that to our hair. We kept putting that glue that's from the devil. That darn quick weed glue is from the devil, y'all. It's from the devil. It's from the devil. I'm going to keep saying it. It's from the devil. It's from the enemy. Because it's something in it. I've never seen this before in my whole entire life, to where people start coming to me when I first started creating my products. When I first started creating my products, and they was looking, seeking help. And so many people came over my house, and they pulled the wig back or the quick weave back. Because at this point, the quick weave is not sticking. The glue ain't sticking. It ain't even a wig and a quick weave no more. And all I saw was straight ball. And they had a shag. And y'all, I've been going hard ever since, because like I would tell my clients and things like this, the ones who have like those underlying issues. Some people are born with problems as far as with their edges and things like that. But I tell them, do everything you can. If you tried everything except for eating better, eat better. Don't look at the other person that don't eat good and say, it's not fair. She don't even eat right. Stop worrying about her. Stop worrying about the girl who have her hair all the way down to her ankles. Stop worrying about her. And you work hard on your own hair at becoming somebody else's hair inspiration. I know a lot of people miss me that I used to break their hair. Somebody just messaged me on my new Facebook page after I deactivated my other page. I actually just opened up another Facebook business page. I wasn't ready though, but the only reason why I did it is because the mail carrier that I take my take you guys products to, they wanted to give me a shout out because of all the boxes and packages that I take to their place of business, right? And what was I saying? I forgot what I was saying, but I know I was saying about being somebody's hair inspiration. You know, I know I was saying also that you can't be watching the next person and what they're doing. It's other people that eat badly, eat very badly, but you can't. You take medication. They don't. But you mean to tell me you gonna let that blood pressure medication win? You gonna let that blood pressure medication, because I didn't even know that it's different medications until one of my clients told me that they said they got to go back to their doctor and have them to change their prescription. But you telling me you gonna settle with that medication, or you gonna go back to your doctor and get the prescription changed and still be working hard at changing the game when it comes down to your hair? All things are possible. Just because they are possible, that doesn't mean that you just sitting up here not doing nothing is just gonna happen. No, faith without works is dead. You got to put in the work. You may just have to put in more work than the next person have to put in, but put in the work. Put in the work. That's why I tell people all the time, use the products every day. You can't use the shampoo and stuff every day. Some people do. Some races do. But y'all know what I'm saying. I have a protective style in my hair right now. And I know I'm not going to look the same when I take this hat off. I know I'm going to look different. Let me take these off. I know I'm going to look different. I already look different. I look a hot mess right now. But this is my hair. Now I can turn my ring around because it kept twisting. But this is my hair. You see the new growth? The new growth is growth, and it's actually a little bit after 2 weeks now. 2 weeks. I'm not going to tell you to put this stuff in your hair every day if I'm not putting it in my hair every single day. I'm putting it in my hair every single day. Every single day. I show you guys DIY videos for those who cannot afford the products. For those of you that can't afford Heavenly Hair and skincare products, or for those of you who simply don't have all of these herbs and things like that in your town. I know we don't. We don't. And then you can always order on Amazon. That's why if I can remember where I get my stuff, but that's why I was telling the people who've been rocking with me before I would start going live. I said that when they be like, "Where you get that from? Where you get that from?" I can't tell you where I got it from. A lot of this is because I had a hair care line. That hair care line, I didn't have it to the forefront because I told y'all I temporarily closed that website down temporarily. Temporarily mean that only for a minute and I'll be back. Hello, Miss Zunbothered. Thank you for watching. Like I've been telling everybody that, you know, if you go having some type of underlying issue, stop watching the next person. Do everything that you possibly can to get your hair back thriving. Whatever used to be can still be today. Stop giving up. Stop just sitting here saying, well, I guess I'm just gonna not have no hair. I ain't gonna never have no hair. I ain't gonna, somebody said on one of my videos, I'm tired of not having edges. And I stated on that on my past live, I said that be the problem. People, I was talking about, okay, just as well as you can speak complaints and stuff like that, speak life. You know what I'm saying? I'm so thankful to be having edges, but don't just be saying it, do stuff about it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. You know, but like I tell people, you wearing a protective style. I know some people used to wearing wigs. They used to wearing these quick weaves. They used to wearing these braids and stuff like that. Man, I told y'all that I used to be a full-time hair braider for almost 30 years. Do you not know how many of the same clients used to come and sit in my chair 24/7? 24/7. And I'm gonna be honest with y'all, it's been times in the past that I sat back and I was like, she taking her braids down already? Because my braids last, y'all. My braids last. Some people just want to blow their money. I'm put to you like this. I had a girl, and this is not good. This is not healthy at all. But I had a girl that had kept her braids up for 7 months. Now you do the math. So don't that mean that they had to be put in properly? But that doesn't mean that it's okay. That doesn't mean that it's right. Not only that, may my mama rest in peace. She's been gone for 5 whole years. The last time that I was around my mama is when her mama passed away a month before, and that's how I also know that she died from a broken heart as well, because she just couldn't take it. And she was so embarrassed because when she went to my grandma wake, well, when we all went to her wake, she bent over to look down at my grandma, and the top of the casket hit her head, and she was so shamed and she was so hurt behind it. And I told her, I said, you ain't gotta be shamed. I said, because you know me, I'm just a fool. I'm sarcastic. Y'all saw that casket in my head, but I'm okay. It is so scary because I won't say that I spoke my mama's death, but this is like a attic room, and we had just fixed it up and everything. And my next to the youngest daughter was excited and she wanted to go up there, but my grandma had passed away unexpectedly, and my family ended up coming here. And so me and my husband, we fixed the upstairs up for my mama or whoever else that wanted to go up there to stay. And it was enough room for more than one person. But we finally got that room right up there, and my mom had knee issues. She had knee surgery in the past or whatever. And my daughter gonna start showing her behind and wanted to go upstairs. And I did tell her, I said, you need to, you know, go upstairs up there with, you know, my mama, if she want to go up there and just keep her company or whatever, right? We offered her our bedroom and stuff. She didn't want it. But she also didn't want to go upstairs because of her knees, and she wanted to sleep on the couch. I was okay with that, you know. I done fell asleep on the couch before. But my daughter started trying to show her behind and got mad and didn't want to go upstairs. And I remember going off and I said, you so ungrateful. And I told her, I said that this don't make no sense. I said, you don't even get to see your grandma that often because she lived 12 hours away. And when we lived in Georgia, you know, we used to go every 6 months. But I told my daughter, I said, you sitting up here trying to go upstairs when you could stay down here. And I said, you never know. This may be your last time seeing your grandmama. And y'all, that was our last time seeing her. And she cried so hard. She took it the hardest because she was like, Mama, you tried to tell me. You tried to tell me. You know, but I was doing my mama hair before my grandma's funeral. And, man, y'all, this is my mama. She would keep her braids up for a year. Only way she wouldn't keep her braids up for a year is if I would be coming to visit her every 6 months. But she still would have me and then. And I'm just telling y'all that I end up mentioning that because of my braids. I would do everything I possibly could to properly install braids, but I never encouraged anybody to leave their braids in for a long time. But I don't know when braid season is. You would think I know when braid season is by me used to be a almost 30-year braider. But I'm saying that because whenever braid season come and you know that you've been doing everything that you possibly can to get your hair back on track, you've been shampooing your hair back to back, whether it be Heavenly Stimulating Growth Shampoo or whether it be one of the DIY growth shampoos that I've created on my channel. Don't sit there and let nobody take or snatch from you. I don't care if it's down from the medications. Don't let nobody take from you that you worked hard for. Hair growth is possible. And I ain't talking about just ear length or chin length. I ain't even just talking shoulder length. But you do have to know this right here. Some people ain't in it for the hair growth. Some people are in it for the thickness. They used to have thick hair and their hair has thinned out. The medications or whatever the case may be, the stress, whatever it is. You don't have to get Heavenly Hair and skincare products from there. I do have some DIYs videos created that you could use to help thicken up your follicles. But a lot of them you see that they are hair growth sprays. But if you can't afford this, wait till it go on sale and match this Revival Hair Serum up with one of the DIY sprays. But use it like you lost your mind. Hello, Sharon. Use the products like you lost your mind. Because a lot of you need to use it like you lost your mind. Everybody here is not the same. We have to stop thinking it because we see somebody else. I've been telling people for years. I told all of my clients that used to sit in my chair when they were getting their hair braided, all the way to telling my kids, be someone else's hair inspiration. Way before Instagram, and I'm gonna say Instagram because you see it mainly on Instagram, that you see these people with this curly hair and they're getting on there and they're just showing their hair, and the content is just all about their hair, and then we just sit there and be like this. My hair crunchy though. My hair brittle, my hair breaking. They don't have to. Figure it out because it can be figured out. Whatever it is, you have to remember that it's a slow thing first. It could be our health. Our hair is going to be the first thing to be affected. Our hair is going to be the first thing that's going to be affected. Yep. I could have just let that licensed stylist rip one of my locks out and forced me to comb my locks out, in which my locks were bunching and not budding. But I didn't care because I never had plans on ever combing my locks out. But I was forced to comb my locks out. And since I was forced to comb my locks out, my hair was chopped and screwed. It was torn from the floor. Remember, in the very beginning in 2017, my hair wasn't growing as fast like I knew that it could. So I went full force with Heavenly products. Because I said the devil is a liar. I'm not big chopping no more. Some of you done big chop more than 10 times. You steady cutting stuff. How? Because I can't even get my words right. How are you ever going to see your desired length? But you have to remember it's a desire. That's why it's called desired length. If you desire it, then work hard for it. if you desire that car, if you desire that purse, if you desire that house, I bet you, I promise y'all the stuff that you desire in them houses, them cars, them things like that, I know you ain't sitting up like this. Every day you get up. Or are you going to work? Are you trading your time for the money to get you that car, to get you that house that you desire? Are you? So you can't trade some of your time? You can't trade some of your time for your hair? I paused because I was thinking about, I'm trying to see who comment that was. Go back and see. Okay, like Kanisha said, she said she worked last night and she's working tonight. And just before she leave, she spent quality time taking care of her hair. Quality time. Because she have a goal. But her goal started from a desire. Some of you telling yourself, I gotta go. My goal is to be ran clean. My goal is to, that's all your goal is to? Like I said, you got some people that don't want hair growth. You have some people that have the most amazing pixie cuts. But let's don't fool yourself either. Some of these people wear pixie cuts because they was forced. It wasn't no choice. It wasn't no choice. They were forced. You won't never be able to tell though, but they finally just accepted the fact. Well, it wasn't no fact, it was fiction. They finally accept the fiction that their hair just won't grow. And now they made it out of reality and pretending like it's a fact. So you see their hair and they, oh girl, you look good with that pixie cut. Some people look good with different styles. But you will never be able to see it because they don't believe. And that's not their goal anymore. They're not determined. But just like I said, you can be determined to get that car, but you ain't that determined to get your hair a certain way. And then you riding around in a Rolls Royce, a BMW, and please don't take personal what I'm saying. I'm just making up name because like you could, your desire could be a Toyota. Just saying. Most people desires be, you know, cars like that. But you can be desiring a Mercedes, and then you work hard for it. Then you get in that Mercedes, and then you get this little ponytail, this little tiny little ponytail because you done gave up on your hair. And I know ain't nobody gonna be, maybe not, nobody be riding around in a real nice car, you know, with their hair like that. But you gonna slap a wig on, and then you gonna be like this cheese from ear to ear. Cause as a girl, you look good in somebody else's hair. I wear other people's hair all the time, but not by force. When my hair was completely damaged and destroyed, I could have just thrown in the towel and continued to cover my hair up in wigs. No, I didn't big chop. And I kept applying every single day, the products, every single day, because I knew that if I applied every single day, I could keep my hair in the anagen phase. Yeah. And y'all, I can't even keep a protective style for a real long time because my hair will mat up. It will mat up real bad. Y'all, I got these knots. I'll show y'all. Hope y'all can see. Can y'all see? Let me show y'all, because I know my hair to the point I know the rate in which my hair grows. Everybody's hair don't grow the same rate. That's why you see sometimes some people's hair is longer on the left side or the right side than it is on the left, or longer on the left than it is on the right. Okay, back here. Oh, I hope y'all can see. Look at that. Y'all, this is my scalp. Oh, I hope y'all can see it. All right, Tessa, good night. All right, you drive safe too, okay? And I will see you on the next live. Okay, there it is, y'all. Right here. So this is the knot part right here. That's because that's where the braids start. So these are mini twists, but the braid is right here. And the braid stop right there, and the rest of it turn into a twist. Okay? That's the very lower part of my hair. Very lower part. But I steady cut my hair so I could get it as even as possible. My hair will never be 100% even, y'all, because my hair texture is different in the middle, and that's the part where it's a little bit more stubborn. But I don't quit. I keep fighting it. I keep fighting my hair, but not in a negative way as far as snatching and stuff. I mean fighting and meaning nurturing and take care of it and doing these things because I know that it's being disobedient and being hard-headed. So I can't make this up. Y'all see right here from the roots all the way right here, this is new growth. Now you telling me that I'm not applying these products every single day? You telling me? Because I'm not playing with my hair. I also showed the back of my hair too, because I had to be very, very, very careful. Remember that a licensed stylist ripped one of my locks out. My hair is more fragile in the back. So whenever I do take this down, I do have to create a what do you call it? A pre-poo. I have to create a pre-poo and really, really take my time. No matter how big my parts is, y'all, whenever I braid it or whenever I twist it, they tend to get skinty. They tend to get skinty, y'all. And if y'all notice that my last few lives and videos and stuff like that, my ends weren't curly. They are curly now because I started spraying the moisture milk onto my ends. I was spraying them on my hair strands, but I didn't want to compromise my length. But it really didn't compromise it like that. But like I said, this moisture milk is a moisturizing and a conditioning spray and a hair growth spray. A hair growth spray, y'all. And not only that, everything that Heavenly makes is filled with all natural and all organic ingredients that is also filled with Ayurvedic herbs and other hair growth ingredients as well. All the way from down to the shampoo and the conditioner. Even when it comes down to the curling custard, it does have a slight hardening to it. It does have a slight hardening to it, but the aloe vera juice, the rose water, all the way down to the distilled water is all healthy for your hair. Whenever I apply the curling custard to my hair, I make sure that it hit my roots because my roots are just different like that. I don't know why my roots are always frizzy. It's always frizzy. But once it grows out like this. It grows out like this. So I will put the curling custard on my roots. That's why a lot of people like say in this live, it's like, I just love your hair. Your hair is so pretty. But then when you see this, but I don't let that stop the show. My hair grows slower up here than it does back there. My new growth is from here to here in the front, in the top. I've always known this for years. That's why I tell my kids, learn your hair, study your hair. Just about all my kids' hair grow faster in the back. So what I do is, if I want my hair to be as even as possible, because your hair will never be 100% even, but what I do is, especially since the licensed stylist end up ripping one of my locks out, is I don't hesitate when it come down to cutting, because I know my hair right here in this area is a little bit thicker, and also it is not the inches don't actually reach down to these inches. So what I do, and that, thank you. Hear me when I tell you. Because the Bible says it was good that I was afflicted, that I may know your statutes. So whatever the situation is, you know what I'm saying? If you survive from it, you be thankful, because at the end of the day, it's a learning lesson. It's something that you can be able to either help yourself from, or you can help others on. That's why I stopped to say thank you. I know she ain't on here, but I never hated her. I never was mad at her. I tried to warn so many people about, certain stylists, because all licensed stylists is not bad, but you better believe this right here. I know this person personally, and I know that they end up going to beauty school only because they was being threatened by other hairstylists around here. They never wanted to go to beauty school to get their license. They never had that much love and concern as far as being a hairdresser. I'm not talking about a hair braider, but at the end of the day too, you still need to be applying them braids to people's hair and adding them right. You need to be installing them the correct way. You know, don't be that braider that people are talking about how they snatching your edges out. Don't be that wig installer. But that particular person loves to install wigs. They love to install quick weaves and things like that. So they got pushed to go to beauty school because of this town around here. They don't want to see you be great. In your town, people still may not want to see you be great. But when you are in a small town where everybody knows you, they don't want to see you be great. When I used to braid hair, I had this licensed stylist that used to always be mad when her clients used to come to me to get their hair done. I was not snatching people edges out or nothing, but that woman hated me. And hear me when I tell you, I knew exactly what it was. I knew that she hated my guts because I was messing with her money flow. But when you don't put all of your eggs in one basket, then can't nobody mess with your money. But she ended up retiring about 5 years ago, and now she works at a dollar store. And I don't care if you from my town and you know exactly who I'm talking about, because this stuff needs to be talked about. These people are out here trying to bully people and trying to scare them and stuff like that. And this person got bullied and scared into getting their license. You have to also know that it's some people out here that have a photographic memory. I have a cousin that still know people's number from way back 20 years ago, and they ain't even got that same number. Some people have a photographic memory and they can go to beauty school and they can pass their state border only because they have a photographic memory. Then they can get out here in these streets and out here in these beauty hair streets or whatever you want to call them, and they can still mess your hair up because they never was in it because of the nurturing and the love and the care and the well-being and the health of your hair. They just wanted to do wigs. And that person did me a wig and they ripped one of my locks out. Are you asking, do I have these products? Because everything that I have is on my website, which is under the bio section of my page. I'm not still understanding why YouTube won't let me tag my products. I tried to figure it out, and I think that it has something to do with my Shopify website to where I have to do something. You welcome. But yeah. So I actually got on this video to fill the bottles, and I said that if I can make it, before they close, to fill these orders. But y'all know, I'd be surprised that I was able to fill these bottles, the ones that I got. I got more bottles in the back. That's why I haven't went in that's why I haven't filled the containers for the growth tonic. I gotta go way in the kitchen and grab those. I don't feel like doing that, y'all. I don't feel like doing that. What I'm meaning is I don't feel like leaving the live, and come back and stuff like that. That's why I've been trying to talk to y'all about just hair in general. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, y'all. When it come down to this town, they try to scare you into getting your license, and that person got scared into doing their license. Remember I told you that the one stylist ended up bullying me because she didn't know that I knew how to do hair. All she knew is that I knew how to braid hair. She didn't know I knew how to do like regular hairstyles and stuff like that. And thank God that he put it on my heart when it comes down to Heavenly. That's how I'm able to do the things that he gifted me to do, because at the end of the day, I wasn't just a hair braider, although hair braiders do have a hair care line as well. But if you have relaxed hair, you can use Heavenly. You can still use the growth oils. This growth oil right here, if you are new to my channel, these are all 3 hair growth oils, but I labeled them different densities and different porosities because so many people kept saying, I have low porosity, I have medium porosity, I have high porosity, but I can't da 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 da. You know, remember, porosity used to not be out there in these hair streets, but it is now, and we're not here to, you know, test it or, you know, debate against it and stuff like that. But with this Heavenly's growth oil, with this growth oil alone, it has a light consistency, and I labeled it for low density / low porosity for the people who has very thin like hair, who hair can't take you know, those heavier oils. When it comes down to Heavenly Stimulating Growth Serum, that is for medium porosity. But if you are allergic to coconut oil, because this is the only oil that I make that has coconut oil in it. If you are allergic to coconut oil, then you get the Stimulating Growth Serum, which still has a all right. I said I wasn't gonna get up. Okay, service is buffering. Okay, thanks, Sharon. Okay, so like I was saying, if you are allergic to the coconut oil, then this Stimulating Growth Serum has somewhat close to the same density and porosity as far as a person who just can't take thick oils. Every last one of them grow your hair, though. Every last one of them grow your hair. Just look. If you put this in front of the sunlight, this has more like a pinkish color. This has more like a greenish / yellowish color base or whatever. This, the main carrier oil base in this is olive oil, okay? The main ingredient that turns this a little pinkish is hibiscus. Yeah, I'm trying to see if y'all can see. Is hibiscus, okay? But the main oil is the sweet almond oil. Y'all able to see it? Okay. And the argan oil. It does have other oils in here. So when it comes down to these two do have castor oil in it, but it has only a percentage in it. And that is why you are able to see it shaking. Shake, shake, shake. Okay. That's why it's shaking, y'all. All right. And this one right here is Heavenly's Growth Elixir, in which is still a hair growth oil, but the consistency of it targets people who has like high density, I almost said thick density, high density or high porosity hair, meaning that the person hair is super duper thick, but it drinks up all these oils. Whatever oil they've been getting, it drinks it up, you know. This has Jamaican black castor oil as its prime base, along with other oils that helps against that fights against DHT. Saw palmetto is one of them. Pumpkin seed oil is one of them. Wheat germ, all of that, right? In the growth oil, some of the bases in there as far as the Ayurvedic herbs is moringa, neem, stinging nettle, and like I said right here, some of the bases of the herbs is the hibiscus, the aloe vera, things like that. Now, you're going to have fenugreek in every last one of these. Fenugreek seeds is in every last one of these. A lot of them have total different ingredients, but some of the ingredients are similar, okay? And this smells more like a almost like a you can smell the herbs a little bit, but you also smell like the lavender, the peppermint, you know, got like a little, I love it because whenever I put it, especially when I was working, I put it on my skin when I was having problems with my hands, and I'm telling y'all that the pain start ceasing and start going away. If you have the growth oil and you have a certain pain, I'm no doctor, and I'm not saying that this is a medicine as far as trying to heal you in the name of Jesus. Not saying that, but if you apply this to a area to where you have a little aches, a little pain, or whatever, try it. Just see, because I had 3 surgeries on the bottom of my feet. My feet still hurt at the bottom. I had this ever since I was a little kid. My youngest daughter had that same thing under the bottom. I've put it on the bottom of my feet, and the pain started ceasing. Do it come back? Yes, it still come back, because it's not a cure. It don't cure. I know I have to be a little extra, but I also had her to put it under hers too, and it ended up ceasing the pain to where it minimized it. And when it comes down to stimulating growth serum, that has a more citrus, fruity smell, because a lot of people don't know, if you have your products packed with herbs, the smell don't have to smell herby. Yeah, I made that up. Herbal. It don't have to smell herbal. It is still effective. At one point in time, I put these on the back burner, these two, and I started selling these full force just to show people, and they got great results behind it, even though it has more like a fruity smell to it. When it comes down to the elixir, that lemongrass and that bergamot, because those are the only 2 smells in there, it has more like a, I love every last one of them, y'all. I love the smells, but of course I'm gonna love them. I make them. I had to come out with the smells and blah 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 blah. But a lot of you that have gotten the elixir, y'all smell the lemongrass and you smell the bergamot. When it come down to lemongrass and bergamot, they both kind of got like a almost a little stench of a stench. Don't always mean stinking too, but it got like a little stench smell of lemony, liming, like that, because bergamot, I think it's kind of like, the limes, little citrus, and when it comes to the Revival hair serum, remember that TikTok made me change from this. I'm still putting some of the labels on here, as you see, but it used to be called the Follicle Thickening Revival Serum. It's still thickening them follicles. Everything that's on here is still doing it. The ingredients have not changed. The formula has not changed. Everything in this complements one another when it comes down to targeting those thin areas that used to be thick. Okay? And if you want just regular hair growth and you see that I have a flash deal, a flash sale, don't let that stop you from grabbing this. If I've sold out on these, get this. This is the other bottle. This is the original bottle it's supposed to look like, but the words is still over there because I kept trying it with TikTok. TikTok said, So that is when I had to change the name. But these were the colors that I was already originally going to have them being, because these are royalty colors. Yeah, royalty. Not only that, I don't want everything to just be pink. Remember that I will be opening doors to the store. And although men do wear pink shirts, pink things, and stuff like that, I still always wanted it to be to where the colors are not just over dramatic. My last labels, I ain't gonna lie, I love them labels, y'all, but it was just too much ink. I almost said I still miss it, but I'd be lying. I don't miss it, but I did like them. Y'all. They were cute. Not only that, when it comes down to Heavenly, other products that you see, the pink in the background, let me just show y'all that I added a little spice and a little spunk to these as well, because I kind of got it. I didn't looking at that pink just being by itself, I had to put a little gold in it because I want you guys to feel like y'all are royalty. So once I sell out of these, then that is when you will begin these. Yep, that is when you will begin them. I already have them on the growth tonic, because I end up selling out of the other labels. Excuse me, y'all. I'm so sorry. Ugh. But I tried to do the flash sale because I actually was trying to get rid of the old labels. That's what I was trying to do. But I don't have to tell y'all everything. I don't like telling y'all everything. When you tell folks everything, you know, you're just giving out a little bit too much of your business. But I'm going to tell you now, this is a long life for anybody to go back and watch that is not on here, that end up wanting to come back later and see it for themselves and see that it's new to them. But y'all hear it from me now that I am trying to get rid of the old labels. So I'm gonna go ahead and do another sale. The ones that's not on here right now, then maybe it's not meant for you. But for the ones that are on here, if you haven't tried any of Heavenly's products and you want to try them, you want to see them transform your hair, only thing that I tell you is that don't play around with these bottles. Use these bottles. Stop allowing yourself to just buy stuff and then send it on the shelf. Your hair will transform. Your hair will work if you work it. So I'm going to do another sale. The main things that I will be doing a sale on is the ones that still have the old labels on there, because I'm trying to get rid of them. Yeah. I'm not going to say what the sale is going to be. In order for you to find out, you have to go and click the link and see it for yourself. I don't know how long I'm going to keep them on sale, because you have to remember that you all have control over that. You all have, but I have a lot of labels. I have a lot of old labels, y'all. You know, I have some over here, and then I have some over there in that container, and then I have some in the bucket, you know. But if you already have one of the products, but you really like it and you see that it's on sale, take advantage of it. You know what I'm saying? Set it to the side. But if you know that you got one thing and you're not using it like you're supposed to, start using your products. I promise you, your hair is going to thank you. Remember, a lot of your hair follicles are stubborn. Remember that a lot of you have went through hair trauma. You have went through hair trauma. Now it's time to love and nurture your hair. You're not going through that trauma no more. You're not taking your hair through that trauma anymore. You have learned your lesson. But at the same time, still don't settle with how your hair is now. Remember, my hair went through trauma, baby. My hair went through trauma. Okay? My hair went through trauma. It went through trauma. Okay? Before I end this live, I'm making a mess. Y'all so crowded here. Before I end this live, let me show y'all that my hair went through trauma. Because I don't think a lot of y'all know that my hair went through trauma, y'all. And then after that, I'm going to go ahead and end this live. I did bring some of my bottles in here and some of my sprayer tops and stuff like that. I'm going to finish doing that. But I'm going to go ahead and end this live because y'all know, y'all ought to be proud of me. Y'all ought to be proud of me for hanging in there as long as I did. I actually got some things started and some things completed. I completed out all the bottles that I had left of the Revival, Revival hair serum. But let me show y'all before I go. Now I don't want to show up. iCloud ate my photos up too, y'all. Yep, iCloud. I used to not send my stuff to iCloud. Some of my stuff to iCloud. One time somebody told me to, and they ate all my photos. But I can't find them. So I got one photo of when my hair was tore from the floor up. One. But I think it's on my phone because sometimes my stuff is not connected to where. Well, I'll show y'all this one. I found it. I ain't find the one that's all by itself, but I found it. Right there. Right there, y'all. I could have gave up. I could have gave up. I could have also big chopped. Because this is only showing you what it looks like. The damage was way worse than that. I have a piece in the front of my hair right now, y'all, that whenever you see me doing my shorts, I try to take my shorts from my TikTok and bring them to I try to take my video from TikTok and turn them into shorts. But on this side, because I refuse to. But some of my hair up here is still messed up. Like right there. You see it's full right here and it's real thin right there. Somebody would be like, cut it off, won't you? Why don't you? Would you? I ain't doing nothing. I do it when I feel like doing it because I cut my hair all the time. In July, I cut so much of my hair. So much of my hair, y'all. Because one thing I learned is not to be afraid of the scissors. Y'all, I didn't play when it came down to scissors. First, like, I wish you would put some scissors up in my hair. Because I had another stylist, because I got a lot of stylist trauma stories. But I had another stylist. She kept cutting one side shorter than the other. And she kept going over there, and cutting more and more. This girl told me in the end. She said, oh, I just love your hair. You got some beautiful hair. And my hair used to be just like yours. Until this girl I thought was my friend. Now, this other girl was a licensed stylist too. She said, I don't think she liked me. I don't think she liked me, you know, because she cut all my hair. And I'm like, I don't think you like me either. Cause what? What? So that was one of the reasons why I was afraid of the scissors. But I have control over this. You don't all the time have to go to a hairstylist. Now, if you know that your hair is a certain way and it's just, oh my goodness. But I can't even say that because look at my hair. My hair was like, oh my goodness. But y'all think it's just the strings. My hair was chopped and screwed all the way through. And like I said, I have that one piece. I'm not cutting it because it's times I've already cut it. It was way worse than this, y'all. Way worse than this. But this is a journey. And that's why I didn't big chop. That's why I will never big chop again. If I ever have to big chop, it had to be something so severe and so dramatic to where it's like, now I can't even say now if my hair get cut off right here or something because I just had a bald spot. I don't think I ever big chop again. If my hair is braidable, if it's able to go back into cornrows, I don't care if it's a big spot right here. If it's able to go into cornrows right here and here, I will put on a headband wig. But I will use Heavenly every single day. Every single day. I will spray this growth tonic on my scalp. Every day, I will lubricate my scalp with a hair growth spray. I won't just use water. Yes, you can use water if you want to use water. But I will open up the pathways with Heavenly's growth tonic or Heavenly's moisture milk because those are liquid hair growth sprays. Those are liquid strengtheners and liquid conditioners and moisturizers, right? After I open up the pathways, y'all know how to be sarcastic, but I'm being serious too at the same time. You know, I got to put a little humor in. But once I open up the pathways, then I will bring this in. Now, if I don't bring this one in, I will bring one of these in. But you best to believe that when I am dealing with an issue, I'm going to use one of them. And I'm going to continue to use one of them. I'm not mixing them. I'm not matching them. And I'm talking about the oils. I've been only using this for about 2 days after 2 weeks now. Because that's me. I don't cheat on my products. I don't cheat on my products, meaning that I'm not going to use any of the growth oil. I'm not going to use any of the growth serum or the growth elixir if I'm using one. If I'm using one. Okay? So, it's possible, y'all. It's possible. All things are possible for those who believe. If you believe that your hair will get past one length to the next, you must believe that faith without works is dead. You have to put in the work. You have to put in the work. Like I say, if you got them dormant follicles, if you got areas to where it has used to be alive and now it needs to be revived, then you use the revival serum. But if you like the smell, if you simply like the smell and you know that it still got hair growth ingredients, no matter if it got key ingredients that are specifically made to complement one another to target your dormant hair, to target that alopecia, to target that DHT, to target the dormant and target the dead, then let it revive. Revive mean bring back. They didn't revive it. The dead has arisen. Yeah, I would tell y'all to pray for me. I ain't doing it because everybody don't pray for you. They pray on you. I know it's not y'all though. But yeah. All right, y'all. I'm going to go ahead and end this video. I love and appreciate every last one of you. Like I said, if you want to learn how to create your own DIY products, then please subscribe to my channel and go under all of my other DIY videos to where I try to do my best now to create more. But remember, nothing before I go, y'all, these DIY videos, I keep telling people that I'm using most of the time bottles no bigger than this. I just was in the kitchen. I should have grabbed it in. But I'm using bottles no bigger than this, y'all. Y'all, I may even use a bottle this little, almost little as the size of this lip gloss. So that's why I keep telling people that never go by me creating these DIYs. You better believe anything that I'm creating, I'm making sure that it's going to target your hair and it's going to help your hair. You are going to benefit from it. That's why on a lot of my lives, you see people coming, or you go in the comment section, you'll see that, oh, I'm so glad you created this because this is working. I use this. It's working. It works, y'all. But remember that please don't be mistaken by my DIYs. My DIYs, when it comes down to the amounts as far as the formula wise, you are not going to catch me putting the same amount of ingredients or formula wise to be able to get it into an 8-ounce bottle, because you are not going to see me with just one 8-ounce bottle. The formulation that I'm forming for Heavenly Hair and Skincare Products is a formulation to give this right here and more. Okay? And that's why, here the bottle right here. DIYs, okay? But also know this right here. You see that this DIY bottle of hair growth spray that I created, I didn't make enough for no more than this right here, because I'm creating the DIY for you. I stopped using it. This is what I sprayed in my hair, and this is the rest of it. I sprayed it in just for the video purpose for you who can't afford Heavenly Hair and Skincare Products. But you have to remember this right here. When I'm creating these DIYs, you just may not get one that you are looking for. That is where Heavenly come in at, if you are able to afford it, or whenever I'm doing these flash sales or these flash deals. Because, like I said, once I create it, I prove to you that they complement one another. I prove to you that by giving you all of as much as important information as I can about it. I'm sorry. I just turned that heat up. Told y'all I'd be getting sick. But whenever I'm creating these, I'm putting a little bit. Because you have to remember that before I brought Heavenly Hair and Skincare Products back to the forefront, you guys didn't know nothing about it. Y'all didn't even know that Heavenly Hair and Skincare Products been out for 7 whole years. You never knew that. But if you look at my DIY videos, you'll see that a lot of my bags and stuff, they look a little, they look like they've been worn. They've been used, right? That is why. Because I'm not going to ever, what am I going to make a whole bunch of this for when I sell this? And it has some of this in it, but it has a certain percentage of it in it. That's all I'm trying to say, y'all. So if any of you have been watching my videos, and if y'all are subscribed to my channel, then I really appreciate it, and I thank you guys. I know that it's not you. It's always the ones that coming along that don't be watching me. They have no clue. Then they'll get on there and say, you know, how much, how many inches, how many ounces, how many milliliters, because you didn't tell me. Stop putting so much into this little bitty bottle. I'm just trying to teach you how to create it yourself. But what if you have 4C hair and your hair drink up something? What if your hair needs a little bit more? What if your hair needs a little bit more? You telling me that I should create a whole batch? If I come up with something new or different, yeah, I'm gonna create a whole batch and I'm gonna put it on the website. Like so many people that are crazy about the moringa, you know, just may create a moringa line. And I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I've been was gonna create a moringa line. I don't even know why I'm on here acting like that wasn't something that I was going to do. But you know, I just don't like telling you about stuff. Remember, I try to tell you about monitoring spirits. That's the reason why. That ain't all he wrote about this, the Revival Hair Serum, because I have a passion deep down inside of me for the people who are really, really, really struggling. Hello, Choka Chat. Yeah, I have a burning desire on the inside of me. And it may take me a minute, y'all, but I'm not stopping. But I have a burning passion on the inside of me for the people who don't just want regular hair growth, who don't want their hair to grow from their chin to their shoulders or from their ears to their chin. There's going to be a whole system. That's why I try to tell y'all about that one girl here in this town when she thought that I was just creating hair growth. Oh, no, baby. No, this was going to be a system. It was already in the making. This going to be a whole system for the people who are struggling, who have put their hair through so much trauma, who hair said, I'm out. I'm done with you. I'm done. I'm done with you. For the people that dogged their hair out and neglected it, who act like they hated their hair to the passion, to the core, because they kept going to braiders, or because they want to temporarily look cute. System. Hear me when I tell you, it's so many reports that I've gotten from people who have used these, who have struggled. I'm not talking. See, people got to understand, some things is not a struggle. If you're trying to get your hair to grow from A to B, that's not all the time a struggle. And we can't bypass the ones who out here that's actually struggling, who lost their edges a long time ago and they can't find them. Now that's what I call a struggle, y'all. Not trying to down the ones, like I said, who trying to grow their hair from A to B or from their ear to the chin, from the chin to their shoulders. Not trying to discredit y'all either. But if y'all knew all the things that Heavenly had out before as limited things, and I actually rebuked the enemy and finally came over here to my store, in which at one point I didn't care nothing about this place. I didn't care. So many people will contact my husband saying, is she just gonna let that rot? Y'all just gonna let it rot? Y'all ain't gonna do nothing with it. Why you worried? And guess I was gonna let it rot. That's how much I didn't care. And the only reason why I didn't care, because of the people that were only hungry for money and only wanted to take the money. And the place still wasn't being completed. But I ain't mad at none of them. I ain't mad at them. Not at all. Not one bit. It's a testimony. Because I know that God got so much special more and in store. Even when I didn't even want to open up the doors here to the public, still a little iffy about that. I'm going to open up these doors to the public. Yep. Even for the people that only wanted to fill in their edges, but then turn around after they filled in their edges, they put the product back on the shelf and they say, yeah, I filled in my edges. Oh, I just love your hair. Your hair so long. Your hair so pretty. You know, stuff like that. I wish I had. Be quiet. Talk about what you wish you had. My hair didn't happen overnight. Only if you were a fly on the wall. Only if you were one of my family members that live in the house with me and know how many times I get up at night out of my bed just to go in my bathroom and spray my hair and oil my scalp. Only if you knew how a lot of times I remember to put it on my little end table next to my bed. And no matter how tired I am, I'll go ahead and roll over and sit up and grab it and spray and use the applicator and drop. Or squirt. Only if you was a fly on the wall. So I appreciate the compliments. I just ain't got time for folks to be saying stuff like, "Oh, I love your hair. Your hair's so beautiful. I'm jealous. My hair won't grow like that." Be quiet. Be quiet. Because, and I ain't saying it in a disrespectful way. All I'm saying is, people get tired of people either talking to just be talking or just running their mouth for no apparent reason. Like, stop. Be quiet. You know? Are you putting in the work? Well, it ain't easy. It ain't easy. It wasn't easy to get that car of your dreams. You know you ain't just wake up rich. You worked hard. 2 words. You worked and you worked hard. Be quiet. And stop leaving your products. Stop leaving your DIYs on the shelf. Stop. Keep applying your products until you see your breakthrough. You can be on day 30 and you done already threw in the towel because of day 30. I did it 30 days. If I ain't getting it 30 days, then I'm just never gonna get it. Shut up. Yeah, I said be quiet for now. I'm saying shut up. Because on day 31, you was about to get that. You was about to see it. And please leave me alone with the people saying, if 30 days, then 31st day, you still should see it. Be quiet, because y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know that I'm using these as an example. But I get passionate because I'm passionate about other people's hair. If I wasn't passionate about nobody's hair, then I would just get my own hair together in private. And then I would be like some of these other creators. Then get them a channel. They be getting on here. They be getting on here with their hair already long. Their hair be all ready to their butt. They be getting on here. And then they say, my routine. And the only reason why I know is because I can't help what come on my news feed, right? So whenever I go, I click on that video sometimes. And then I'll go where they old past videos at. And I will see where you ain't even got a video where your hair was short. Your hair don't even have to be short. But you ain't even got a video where your hair was damaged. If you go way back in 2000, oh my goodness, you go way back, you'll see where my hair has been destroyed. I can't pull up all the pictures. iCloud just ate them up. But I showed y'all. Thank God that I got that one. Then I got TikTok too, where I showed a lot of where my hair came from here to there. That's why I tell y'all to take before and after pictures. I tried to fix it to where my website will allow y'all to put y'all pictures in, because like I said, I gave up when it came up to the websites and stuff like that. People just buying my stuff from left to right. People was giving me before and after pictures in the very beginning here in my hometown, and then it got to the point to where they stopped doing it voluntarily, and then I had to start begging for it. And then the sad part about it is I've seen their hair transform. They even tap me on my shoulder wherever they see me, or they yell it from down one aisle to the next and tell me they love the product and they love what it do. But this hometown of mine, they are so afraid of the camera. Hear me when I tell you, if I had a came over here years ago and showed y'all and proved to y'all that it's been so many people that would message me and say, I don't want my face to be shown. And it's almost 2026 and it's so many people to where I see them voluntarily giving before and after pictures. But I also know what's behind it too. I also know that it ain't the people, it's what's in the people. And I know also that what's in the people don't want to see you elevate. They don't want to see you succeed. They don't want to see you thrive. It's going to happen anyways. It's going to happen anyways. A lot of people don't want you to elevate because they want to keep you in that box. Remember? They want to keep me in that braid box to where they can pick me up. Put me back in the box when they're done with me. Same thing with Heavenly. They want to put me in a box. They want to put Heavenly in a box. Somebody actually sat in my chair several years ago when I was doing Heavenly hair and skincare products and braiding hair full time. And they turned around and they looked me right in my face because they would never sit still. I had one of the beauty salon chairs. Some people just do a regular chair. Nowadays, majority of the people use a beauty salon chair. But I couldn't stand them clients to where they have to turn around and look at me. Turn around and let me braid your hair and be talking. I can hear you from the back of your head. But this one girl turned around and she told me, she said, can you not tag me in the braid photo? I'm like, tag me. Most people know when they get in my chair, they gonna get a picture of their hair. I even went to the point where I would put like a circle over their face so it could cover their face. But that person said, well, you could put me on it, but don't tag my name. I didn't even have to ask her why, because she told me herself. She said, I don't want so-and-so knowing I got my hair done, because she ain't gonna do nothing but try to bring her butt over here and get her hair done too. Girl, if you don't... Girl. And that's what I'm talking about. People ain't out here doing nothing for nothing. So you telling me you want me to cover your face up so won't nobody else come and get their hair done? Not only that, when it comes down to Heavenly hair and skincare products, somebody also told me too. They said, they ain't said could I not tag them because I wasn't tagging about it with that. But they actually told me out of their own mouth, they said that so-and-so saw my hair was flourishing. They saw my hair and it was long, and but I ain't telling where I got my stuff from because I don't want her getting the same hair products as me. I don't want her hair growing. You what is wrong with you people? This stuff actually be happening in real life. Like, you don't want so-and-so hair to grow either? No, because I want her hair to outgrow mine. What? So I stopped going hard on my website because as far as the before and after people, because of my hometown didn't want to send in before and after pictures, but want to keep getting stuff, and then some of them want to keep the product on the shelf and use it just to grow on their edges. And I'm sitting back like, a business thrives off of reviews and before and afters. That is one of the main reasons why I temporarily closed Heavenly Hair and Skincare website down. I just got back started. I'm trying to figure out a way. I hope I fixed it, but if not, I'm working on it, y'all, to try to fix it to where people can send in their before and after pictures. Because if it work and people steady saying, I love your products, it transform my hair and this and that, and if they're still ashamed of showing their picture and don't know how to cover their face and show the area. No telling. I ain't gonna say the rest. But I had so many people that had the issue over here when they was sending me a picture, after I begged and begged and begged for a picture, because you got to remember, they're hitting me up. I love you, somebody love it, I love it, I love it, right? The before picture will be of this and the after will be over here. What are y'all doing? Not y'all. When I say y'all, please do not take that I'm talking about y'all. Have an issue in the front and show the whole back of the head. I can't make this stuff up. Can't make this stuff up, y'all. But this was actually happening for real, actually. But y'all know I'm long-winded. I done talked to y'all till it started getting dark outside. But I really appreciate y'all. I'm not going to forget. Y'all just give me a minute. I'm about to get ready to head to the house. I'm a hop, a skip, and a jump from my store. I'm going to go home. I'm going to unwind. Take my shower. Come back, and I'm going to get on the website. And I'm going to do another sale. I may not make every last one of these a flash deal. I'm only going to make the ones that I'm trying to get rid of the labels on. And if you already have it and you don't want it, that's fine. But if you already have it and you don't know if I'm ever going to do another flash sale, then you may want to go ahead and jump on it. If you don't want it, that's fine. Continue to watch my DIYs if you are still struggling with hair growth and you want to figure out a solution on your own, or watch a video and put together your own solution, or from the inspiration of the DIY video. Do whatever y'all want to do, because y'all grown and y'all can do whatever you want to do. But like I said, if you want to take advantage of that, then yeah, I'm going to put it back on flash sale. I thank y'all for the ones who took advantage of the last flash sale. I got rid of a lot of those. But you have to remember too that this is live. That's why I'm trying to get on TikTok Shop, y'all. I done created it. I gotta get on TikTok Shop. I was actually approved for all my stuff and then turned around and accidentally deleted the wrong TikTok, and I permanently deleted it from the TikTok Shop. I'm so sick and tired. Sick and tired of this. But I gotta create another TikTok account. And I'm going to go live on there, because I have to remember that when it comes down to Facebook Live, some people jump in, some people jump out. This video is so long to where I don't even expect nobody to come in this video that's not already in here and end up finding out about the other flash sale. Now, I'm trying to find the time to start picking pieces out of my lives and my other videos and turning them into shorts to get people to see that it is. So I may try to do that tonight as well. It'd be dark out here and it'd be looking like it's late, and it's not late. But for those of you that just recently placed the order, remember that I was in here filling these bottles, because I have to when it come down to especially the ones who placed their order for the Revival Hair Serum. I didn't have any in the bottles. Not only that, I have been missing the action over here for the past I think it was the other day. I did do a DIY video over here the other day, but the day before that we ended up getting some type of power outage out there. I called the light people because the wiring and stuff was hanging out of it, you know. So I came over here thinking that I was about to get to work and couldn't do nothing, y'all. But I really appreciate each and every one of y'all. I love to hear your results. So never hesitate on either telling me your results from under the DIY channels or coming on my live. I appreciate seeing each and every one of them or hearing about it. Not only that, like I said, if that section on Heavenly's website is okay, y'all. Call myself stopping until it stop buffering. But yeah, I don't know what I was saying. I don't never know what I be saying for that. I'm trying to figure it out. But like I said, I appreciate each and every one of you. I'm still gonna be working to try to open up that part where people could put their photos in. And like I said, if you are not comfortable, cover your face. Cover your face. But if you want Heavenly Hair and skincare products to continue to thrive, if you know that you are faithful at getting it, and you know that you are using it on a consistent basis, you know that you are seeing your hair transform, because it takes time when your hair is healing from any damage, trauma, dryness, brittleness, any of that, right? But if you want for it to continue, you know, just be a blessing by bringing your pictures to the forefront, y'all. And it was something else I was gonna say too. Oh, and for the young lady, I think it was a woman that said something about, do I ship to the UK? If it's not working, I'm going to continue to. That's why I can't get other stuff done, y'all. I be working hard on certain things. I'm a motivator. I'm determined, and I'm not going to stop. I got a t-shirt machine. I got a 3D machine. I got all this stuff I ain't even worked on yet because I'm too busy trying to work on this. But I'm not going to stop, because I look at it like this. Y'all hair is more important to me right now than the t-shirt. It's coming though. It's coming. But like I say, anybody watching me that's from the UK, it should be fixed. It should be fixed. If not, then please let me know, because I'm going to go right back. Just like I am with my hair. If my hair ain't getting where I want it to go, I'm not going to stop. I'm going right back. I'm going right back. I'm going to keep on and keep on and keep on and keep on and keep on until I see results. I have a hair goal, y'all. I'm pretty sure y'all do too. Some of y'all may not be expecting past butt length. Some of y'all may not even be expecting butt length. Some of y'all may only be expecting bra strap length. But whatever you are expecting, remember that you have to work hard. You have to put in the work. So I said this already before, probably like 30 minutes ago, but I love and appreciate each and every one of y'all. Thank you for watching my lives. Y'all know that they are never put together. Never. But yeah, I appreciate the ones that have stuck in with me all the way up to the end. I really appreciate y'all. I hope y'all have a blessed and prosperous night, because some of you are still going into work or whatever you're doing, whatever you are putting your hands to. I hope and pray that you be prosperous. If you are out here driving and if it is raining, be safe. If it is not raining and you are out here driving, then still, please be safe. Always pray, you know, that God bless you to make it from one destination to the next. If you are out going somewhere and you know that you expect to make it back home, you know, put it in God's hand. Pray about it first. Ask God to allow his angels to watch over you and carry you every way from the next one step to the next, y'all. Y'all know I can talk, but I'm never going to create a live or anything and not mention the Almighty God. So I hope you guys have a blessed night. See y'all. And for those who just came to live, I'm sorry, but I got to go ahead and end it because it's already been close to 3 hours. But yes, I've been filling orders, and this is some of them, and over there is a whole lot of them. And yeah, I'm trying to fill this shelf right back up. But the flash sale is going to be again. I'm going to do it again, y'all. So just give me a little time. Give me a little time to make it to the house and unwind and get all cleaned up and everything. And yeah. All right. See y'all on the next live.